So we stole the Players Play podcast. Nothing crazy, but we want to find out who's everyone's playing with.
Yeah, who you guys playing with? Who's who?
Well, I'm not playing this year.
Not playing this year?
I am not.
What?
Actually.
Tragic.
To be very honest, I feel like Toronto Carnival is dying.
Oh shit.
It is.
Starting off strong. Okay.
We're really jumping into
starting
it.
off strong. Okay.
Like, compared to the years, I haven't played for a good bit of years. Like, I traveled to different carnivals.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I'm like, okay, like, what's the point?
What's the last carnival that you've been to?
Here?
Oh no, the last carnival.
Vinci Mass.
Okay.
Which was
How was?
recent.
Yeah. How was that?
Basically a week ago.
Yeah. You guys just got back.
Yeah.
Is it better than Trinidad?
Oh.
Ooh.
Ask it a tough question.
Say something.
Trinidad has the best carnival because I went to
you.
Trinidad.
Period.
But we have the hottest carnival. That I will say.
I hear everybody.
The energy is different.
Yeah.
With Vinci, you have to have the energy. If you don't have that, then Trinidad is your thing. More mellow.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pace there. When you get there, there's no sleep.
That's
I'm
why I
telling
like.
you.
Trinidad's no
But
sleep.
Trinidad is no sleep
The
too.
same thing, but the energy is different.
Mhm.
Like
I
I've
can
been
imagine.
to both,
Yeah.
and the energy is just different.
Is it that like Trinidad is more for like a show,
That's
and Vinci is more to like you just come in to really enjoy the carnival.
Yeah.
But with Trinidad, I feel like it's more of a show.
concerts, yeah, like with the
It's-
artists and stuff. We have that too, you know. But Vinci, like there's no way for me to explain it. Like you have to
It's an energy.
experience
Yeah.
it for yourself, and then you'll understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like I can almost tell just by like Vinci Soca, like by itself, like it's a different energy than other types of other genres of soca. So let me do a little introduction. Like my name is Selena. Selena loves soca on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok is where it started. But yeah, I love soca. I'm learning carnival and soca and all that kind of stuff, but I love it. So I can imagine the type of energy that you're talking about just because of like Vinci soca in itself. Can you guys tell me a little bit more about yourselves? Like what do you guys do?
Well, my name is Chantal, aka Soca Bacchanal.
Okay.
Soca back when you're not playing mass? What?
That's crazy.
Well, I already said one.
Yes.
Right. I am an event promoter. I do events in St. Vincent and here. I'm supposed to be doing my signature event called Touch of Class, and it's happening August the 24th. I just recently did mines in Vinci that just passed, which was June 1st. So that's one of my things that I do. I do my little side hustle. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. And my everyday life, I'm a security guard.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Okay, so my name is Safia. I'm on TikTok as it's Safi Princess. I do social media management and content creation. So this is actually my third year playing Toronto Carnival since I moved here. And I'll be on the road with Toronto Revelers this
Awesome.
year. I played with them for the first time last year, and I enjoyed my experience, so I'm back again with them this year. But like how what she said, like, you know, Toronto Carnival has been dying. I can see, well, I always compare it to Trinidad Carnival, which I realize I need to stop doing because then I'll always be disappointed.
Yeah.
Anytime I go to events over here or play mass, like, so I try to enjoy Toronto events and Carnival for what it is in Toronto.
I think that's
That's the
one of the
best
reasons
thing.
why I actually stopped playing, because after I started traveling to different countries, and I'm like, I'm paying so much money in Toronto and I'm not even getting half of the service that I get when I travel abroad.
Wow.
And I was just like, ugh. That's why I stopped. And it also has to do with the culture is dying. I think, me personally, like when I used to play Caravana, like them times it was really good. I don't know what's happening now. It's just like a lot of kids.
It's the newer
Yeah, like,
generation.
I think it's maybe because I'm aging too. Like, it's with age, stuff change, and this generation thinks, well, yeah. When to me, that's not how I know it as, right?
To be, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, okay, maybe it's their time now. I'm just gonna take a back seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's because the newer generation is not exposed to the culture
Right.
That is it.
aspect of it to how it is in the Caribbean.
That is
because we have a lot of people coming out that are like second generations Caribbean that didn't really grow up in Trinidad.
Yes.
Or St. Vincent or St. Lucia.
Yeah.
So they don't understand fully how it is back home or how the cultural aspect of Carnival, how Fetes, of the whole history behind it. So I think that also has a play because now it comes like it's just watered down.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think we should really touch on that. But I wanna get our last introduction, and then we're gonna go right back into that, okay? Because I have a lot of things to say about that too. Because I am second generation.
Okay.
So go ahead.
My name's Kanisha. You may know me as Carnival Pinky Polly. I do the Big Mass for Tribal Carnival. My whole persona is just talking about Big Mass, introducing people to the large floats on the parade route and getting to know more about the festival through my look of it. And I think a lot of people can learn a lot from really getting involved and really learning about it and seeing what Big Mass is.
Right. And obviously we're playing with Tribal.
Period.
I'm playing with Tribal as well. With Endless Carnival, Section Renaissance.
Yes.
We love it. But yeah, so let's dive back into our what we were just talking about the newer generation and how this is affecting the new Fete culture, Carnival culture in Toronto. So me personally, I am second generation Canadian. I'm of Jamaican descent. It's crazy, right? Like Jamaican loving soca, right? Like crazy
It's a new thing, though. I love
New
it.
thing, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So I grew up on it. My mom was a soca lover. My dad loved reggae, so I have the reggae, the roots in me. But my mom was a big soca lover. But second generation. I started off as a stormer, and you know what? I'm not proud of it, but but the thing is that I didn't know. As second generation, I don't know what Carnival is supposed to look like. So I'm just doing what everybody else is doing, right? Then next couple of years, I played Mass for the first time last year actually, and I didn't even know why I was playing. I was just on the road, okay, bunksing up myself, dancing on my little self, but I didn't even understand what I was doing. Then I enlightened myself on the history and what Carnival is, and I'll never go back to that way of thinking of, okay, I'm just on the road, oh, I'm just doing this. It becomes spiritual. It becomes like something that is bigger than just being on the road, bigger than a street party, bigger than what people in Toronto like to make it seem. So what I think what we're lacking with the younger generation, because I am the younger generation, is the education. And that's what is lacking. So I think that once we, having conversations like what we're having right now can really help set the new generation and hopefully have a better future in Mass and Carnival and so all that in Toronto.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that a lot of people are lacking as the new generation is when you grow up here, or like a lot of people's parents came here in the 80s, 90s. That's what like a heavy Caribbean influence came over. And I think a lot of people either just gave up the culture when they came here because they want to just start fresh. Or there's the people that came, like my parents that were like heavily into it. They're like, we want to be involved. We need to like stick to it. And I feel like a lot of the people who storm are the people that will miss that growing up. They weren't brought into
That is
it.
true.
It wasn't that home cooked meal that they were getting. It was I
Watered
seen
down.
this person jump up in
Exactly.
t-shirt, so I'm gonna do it too.
That's definitely the thinking that I had growing up. I was like, okay, well, I don't know any better. Like everybody's jumping the fence. Let me jump the fence too. Like everybody look like they're having a good time. But yeah, like once you educate and once you understand that there are roots to this, then I feel like I would, even if I wasn't playing Mass, I would not be storming because I understand the roots. I understand that it's not that, bands are they're getting judged right now. They have to cross the stage. Like there's so much more to it than what people see. Yeah. And we were literally just talking about, are you going to storm the Santa parade? Why would you storm the Santa parade? Why are you going to come and storm Caravana? Like,
Exactly.
So that's a good one. So we just talked about stormers. And now we're going to head into Fetes. If you guys What are your thoughts on the Fete culture here
Oh, my
in
goodness.
Toronto?
That has been a very cultural shock for me.
Wow.
Coming over here because, well, obviously I'm used to the partying back home. So then now, like, I'm trying to figure out what are the good events. So I would touch on different events, experience it. And it's completely different for me. One, with the soca music.
Right.
I feel like a lot of them play a lot of old soca.
Interesting.
Really?
Okay.
Old soca, and it's like we have so many new soca even for last year. If it is you don't want to know play this year, we have last year or year before, and even stuff like I know my Trini soca, I don't know much Vincy soca, but I feel like Toronto being diverse with different islands, they should be playing more up to date soca because we have so many different islands.
I agree
Yes.
with you.
So why am I
100.
still hearing some old soca when you have a variety of more options?
Yeah.
I love Nyla,
I
but we
think-
could drop Come Home now.
Yeah,
We've been home. We've been home.
Yeah. I think the problem is the DJs.
I think so
They're
too.
not doing their research and their homework.
Yeah.
Most of the DJs that you see play these old calypso or old soca are dancehall DJs. And that's facts. And like for example, big up Fire Kid Steenie anyway he is, and Bob the Builder. They're both Jamaican promoters, and Steenie is a big. I don't know if you guys know Fire Kid Steenie. He's a DJ, very big DJ. When they have their events, they hire soca DJs.
Right.
Because
Right.
and one thing I respect them for, they always said there's no party without soca playing.
Right.
And I respect
Yeah.
them for that because it's like most time you go to a Jamaican party and there's no soca.
Nah, that's true. And if there is soca, it's what you're
The
talking
old
about.
school
That
soca, the
Soca,
old
that-
ones,
that-
they don't
Right.
do
Yeah.
their
You
research.
know,
It's the
No, it's
basics. It's,
not-
what
yeah.
everybody
The
knows.
DJs do not do their homework, and I think they need to start doing their homework because who wants to hear palance?
Fact.
Retired. No,
Like-
Palance needs to be retired by now.
Palance
Yes.
is like,
Tired of
and
it.
I'm just like,
In this day and age.
yeah. I'm
Like,
like, who
I'm
wants to hear
done.
Palance? Palance is like, how old now? We have so many new mashup,
Yeah.
lyrical, Skinny Fabulous,
Right.
Problem
Yep.
Child, Patrice Roberts. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing?
So
Yeah.
many.
So I just want to big up Fire Kid Steenie and Bob the Builder for that because every time they have an event, they make sure they hire the top of the top soca DJs,
Right.
and the music is played and the soca is played and it's the new ones. So big them up for that.
But also, I also find too, like, even when they play Palance, the crowd, like the people who attended, still give the songs the forward. So I don't know if it is because a lot of DJs like to say also that how when we play the new soca,
You don't
people
know it.
dance.
You don't know it.
Or you don't know it. So it's like, but in a sense, if you don't play the soca, how,
Yeah.
will
How are you
they
supposed to know?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then if you're in the Fete and you don't know the soca, why are you in the Fete?
Exactly.
Like you
You're
should
supposed to
be
know.
there. Exactly.
Exactly.
Like when I go to a Fete and I hear like, say for example, when Dr. Day does decal. Like if I go in decal and I hear 2024 soca, I'm like, yes, I'm ready
you
for
know.
Carnival.
Exactly.
But if I go decal, I'm hearing 2008 soca. I'm like,
Exactly.
What's going on?
where? Don't cry, I'm leaving for what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like
that.
you should be
Right.
playing new things to also encourage people to look into it
Right.
because
Right.
you're playing music for the time. Palance was a time. Back
it's
then,
fun.
it was a time. That was the vibe.
Right.
Everybody was palancing.
Right.
But nowadays, we don't want palance. There's zest. There's
Right.
bouillon. There's
Yes.
all kind of music
Right.
that we trying to dance to. And I think it also falls on maybe there's not a lot of small island DJs in the city.
Yes.
Actually, no.
Oh, really?
Is there really?
Actually,
There are
no.
Because I feel like they
There
just don't
are
get hired
plenty,
then.
And but the thing is, how do I put this without singing?
Say
Say it. Say what you have to say.
Toronto DJs go for popular DJs,
Right.
and these popular DJs cannot play music.
Interesting.
I'm being honest.
I'm not gonna say none.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say none.
They do have smaller island DJs that are really good at their craft and know what they're doing,
Okay.
but they do not
Give the
do their
the opportunity.
research
Yeah.
or give them the time of day
Yeah.
to play.
Got
we
it.
have really, really good small island DJs that play soca from the time you enter till the time you leave.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just they always go with the popular
names.
ones
Yeah.
and the big names do not deliver. They do not deliver. Not all of them. Some of them they
Yeah.
do not deliver. They play crap. And I'm just like,
They do.
And I feel like then we should be maybe like I don't know how promoting works. I'm not a promoter. But is that something where we could be like, hey, I know this small island DJ. Throw him in your set. Like,
see, the problem is, right? Promoters don't like to gamble.
okay.
They know one person can produce a certain type of product.
They're gonna
do
do
not
that.
like to gamble.
Right.
And that's the problem. I feel like you have to, because if you do, because promotion is a 50-50 chance. Like, you don't know. Like, you can lose, you can win.
Yeah.
It all depends on how you promote your stuff, right?
Yeah.
So to me, and then this is another thing too. DJs complain because they're like, well, they don't book me. And then you have your patrons that come and be like, but they're not playing the songs.
Yeah.
But you don't book the DJs
Yeah.
who can play the songs. They
Right.
just go with who they know.
Everyone.
Which I think is crazy, because in life you do have to gamble,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To know. I think that promoters should do their research some more
Mm-hmm.
and start investing in small island DJs, because
Yeah.
they do know their thing. They know
They
their
know the
craft.
soca.
Yeah.
Especially if this is a soca party, you should want DJs that knows the soca.
Yes.
Right.
If I'm coming to a party, I'm expecting to hear new soca, diversity of soca. If it is you want to touch on old soca,
Yeah.
we have so much nicer soca than balance.
Correct.
Fact.
I
Way
agree.
nicer old soca than
Way.
balance.
I agree.
I don't understand why that's the only one that's always
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
it, but
I don't mind in a Fete hearing old soca. Like, I feel like
It's balanced.
At some time, like at the beginning of the Fete, or like if you just want to like change like your set, no
Yeah.
problem. But I feel like there's a point in a Fete where you have to bring in something new, or bring in another island, because I feel like sometimes it's just very heavily like Trinidad influence. It's very heavily like something that we heard from a small island like once upon a time. And I feel like as someone that Fetes, like I want to hear all the songs. I don't know, obviously not all the songs. It's
All
like
the
one Fete,
islands.
but I want to hear at least
You have to be
something from
diverse,
everybody.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
all the islands.
And there's a lot of artists out there that are producing songs right now, and it's like back home this is bumping, but over here they're like,
not.
what is that?
Right.
And you're it's like you wouldn't know because you're not hearing it.
Exactly.
But that's how I felt like for Come Home last year, because Come Home came out last year, and they wasn't
Skinny Fabulous and Nyla-
they wasn't
Nyla,
playing it
yeah.
last year. But now this year they want to
It's
overplay.
beating it down.
Are you
like,
serious?
I swear last year they played
last
a lot last year.
I played with Rogue in Trinidad, guys. When I tell you, I still fed up with that song. Rogue was hitting us with "Come Home." I've been. The amount of times they reran that song, I was like, I do not want to hear this again.
I was at that point last
But
year
I
in Vincy
actually love
Mass
this
too.
song.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
I love it. I'm gonna yell the song every
But
time.
I think they
love
overkilled
it.
it back home.
Yes, back
Yeah.
home they beat it till it was dead.
yeah.
But like I will still sing it because I love it. But like at a certain point I was like, I can't do it. And now here they're starting to kill it.
They're over,
And I'm like,
you know.
all right, brace yourself.
Yeah.
We had enough.
But I don't think.
Come
Come
home.
home.
From
Oh, yeah. You don't know. You don't know.
He's not in the mix yet.
Yeah.
He's still safe.
So, what events are you guys going to like for this?
Are you guys going to Tsunami?
No,
No.
I can't. Everybody
Oh.
keeps talking about a tsunami. I've never been.
Tsunami is so fun, guys.
It's
I went
so
last year,
good.
it's so fun.
I've never been to.
I've yet to hear a person say it's
Yeah.
bad.
It's
No,
Like
honestly.
I've
I
never
even
been.
like those type of events. It's amazing.
Yeah, but
trust me.
Jab Juve for one.
Yep.
oh,
There is AM. I don't know if you guys know about AM.
I'm scared for
what's-
Jab Jab
what's
Juve,
that?
man.
Yes, I heard about that.
Right. And there's Brunch and Soca. So the guy who
Ooh, Brunch and
invented
Soca.
Brunch and Soca is actually from St. Vincent.
Okay.
Oh, big
Oh
up.
wow.
Yeah. So because he does it internationally and
Okay.
regionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he did it here last year in May. So he moved it down to Caravana. So it's Caravana
Good for him.
Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then
okay.
AM Jamboree is the Monday.
Yeah.
That's something
Okay.
you guys need to go.
I hear everybody talking
On the
about that.
Monday.
On the
it's
Monday.
holidays.
Inclusive. I
Yeah.
think I might.
Can you tell us where to get tickets for that?
So there's Ticket Gateway, and there's AM Jamboree page. You can just go on it, and everything is there. All the information.
All right, we're in
Same
that.
for Brunch and Soca.
Okay.
Jab. Well, Jab is the Friday. Jab
Yeah.
has been.
I'm scared for Jab Jab Juve.
Why?
Ever since I was a kid, like every time I see videos from there, I always feel like if I went, I'd get lost. Like I just feel like I would end up somehow being misplaced, and I'd be like Kevin from Home Alone. Like
Oh.
I'm just like, hello.
You know what's also a good show? Showers.
Ooh.
Showers is really good. That's the same Sunday. There's like a lot of stuff happening.
There's way too much.
If you like boat rides,
We're losing our culture.
What?
with the mass, with the
parade itself.
The parade itself.
Okay.
They have a lot of
Yeah.
the events. The events,
The events
they're,
are
they're
good.
good on.
if you're trying to touch a
But
boat
it's
ride,
road.
Caravana Sunday, touch Moonlight. That boat ride will change your life.
Here, I am going again this
It
year.
was so
went
good.
last
Big up
year.
Iggy one time, Mr. Stanfield, because that boat ride, when I say I rocked from beginning to end, I wind up my skirt till it was backwards.
No, and what I think also too is because he brought in a lot of international DJs
Yes.
that actually knows the soca music.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime I go soca events where there's like actual soca DJs that I know from like back home or other islands,
Yeah.
the events are always good.
It's
Yeah.
always good when the international DJs come,
Yeah.
huh?
I will
Okay.
say, whatever Mr. Steinfeld party you go to, you will
always good.
get that.
I agree.
That is his
agree.
like whole thing. I can't say anything bad about that type of event. Mr. Steinfeld events, that's a lifestyle. Like if you can afford to go to that, go.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. Fet your heart out because money well spent. Cup I still beaten, and that's it. Like you will have a vibe from start to end.
Nice.
All
I
right.
agree.
Well, you go ahead.
What events I'm going next? I'm going to Stink and Dirty.
Yep.
Oh yes,
I'm
Stink and Dirty is supposed to be tomorrow.
Yo, gonna be there
I'm
tomorrow.
excited to see how it is because I know it is back home.
yeah.
And
Lit.
I can't wait to see how.
Have
they
you
bring
been back
it
home?
in
Yeah.
Toronto? Have I been to the one
Yeah.
in Toronto? Back home?
Yeah, in Trinidad.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I see like how it is.
Yeah.
I know like how the events, like our Juve events, is be back home.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how it's gonna be in Toronto because I find like events from Trinidad when they come over here, it's not received the same way.
It's
I think
saturated.
because of the time difference too.
Maybe because
Yeah,
Juve is supposed to be in the
because-
morning.
and-
Why
right,
is Juve
right.
at 3 o'clock in the evening?
Yeah.
This is something new to me.
Yeah.
Because for example, Jab Jab Juve, right? Before used to be from like 10 in the night until 6 a.m. the next
Bumbo.
morning.
And then we have the parade.
That's a
And
fact.
we're going to the parade? Yay.
There were different breeds
I don't
back
know
then.
why, what happened.
I probably like parameters like
Yeah.
So
like
it changed.
Canada, bro.
So who wants to be fetting in Juve from 3 p.m.?
And then
Yeah.
hot sun.
And hot
like,
sun,
This
it's
is what's
just
new
no.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
This-
So I think it's the time difference
Maybe.
when
Yeah.
the parties come here. So it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
No, you guys are teaching me. Like I have no idea. Like I'm a baby in this, right? Like last year, like I was fetting. Like I went to Tsunami last year. I'm going to all DJ Busby events. I'm gonna be making my content or whatever, on the media team. Shout out Mixed Visuals, Grizzly Visuals. We got Tsunami this year, but and all DJ Busby events. Pajama Job. I don't know if you guys like are familiar with what DJ Busby has going on like otherwise. Like he has like 3 events going on. On the Thursday, he has Soca Sleepover, like Pajama Job. He has the Tsunami, and then he has Soca has Juve on the Monday. So like
Busby.
yeah,
Busby
big
been
up
doing his
big
thing.
up Busby,
Yeah, he been
honestly.
doing his thing.
I feel like he stays on like consistently.
Yeah.
On. Yeah, for
Like
sure.
it's never just like I dropped this and done.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like
yeah. No.
mixes. Then it's like here's a fet. Here's
Right.
this. I feel like he's always like pushing culture.
Have you guys ever been to Juve in June?
Oh yes.
Oh.
Last year was so good. This year I can't.
What was your experience?
I
But
wanted
I
to.
did not enjoy Juve in June at all. Like
Why-
I don't
why?
know
What happened?
What happened?
Well, besides the time, and I felt like Juve in June, don't they push like paint, water, these things?
Paint
Yeah.
water.
I barely saw, unless I wasn't there when the water was on, but I saw no water.
Okay.
This year.
I saw no water.
So the water this year was literally on. If you're facing the stage, it was on the right side, and it was like if you were just in that area, you were getting
Yeah,
wet.
Only the
Right.
section. Only one section was wet then?
Like it was like you would just get like a mist of it. But like, it's so much people in the front that like you're barely getting wet.
Because that's why I'm like, when I accustomed to Juve, it's like every point in that Juve party, everybody's going to get wet.
Yeah.
So it's like they would place water, like water trucks in position so that no matter how big the venue is, everybody is going to get wet.
Right.
And then, I don't know, the vibe was just different for me. The music also, the audio was just a little off for me. Like, I don't know if the sound system, because of the venue, they can't pay a certain lot. They
Yeah.
can't pay at a certain volume, so it was low. The music also, it just...
It didn't hit this year.
Yeah.
Last year, I don't know who they had DJing, but when I tell you they were playing like small island, like good jab songs, like me and my friend, we were like, yeah, we're in this. Like
And was this the one in June or August?
June. I have
They
not
have
done
another one in
August.
I heard, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like last year they were playing small island songs. They were playing all like Trinidad songs. They had like everything. I was like, this, I'm like, take my money, I'm coming back.
Okay.
This year it was like barely a little dabble. Like I feel like I didn't even get like a nice sprinkle.
So what do you think like could make it better like for next year? Like if they were to do Juve in June, like next year, like what do you think could make
in August? Maybe because
yeah.
Okay.
Like use August as a test run to
Oh,
like
okay.
improve what Juve in June wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone. Like, I went to Connecticut Juve. I have like family that lives in Connecticut, so I went up there. That was interesting. I don't know. The Fete culture in Connecticut is just interesting because they don't really know soca. Like, it was very like I went over there. Tell me why people are juking to tap back. Like, why? Like, what is going on? Why are we juking? Like, no, in Connecticut, like, I was like, okay, I don't know if I'll ever be back.
But I feel like even over here, sometimes I feel that
For the same thing?
But that same thing,
Yeah.
like certain songs will play and they're chucking it. Or like
Whining
even when
culture.
Let's talk about
they
it.
don't
Yes.
know
Let's
it.
talk about
Yes.
It's really
With men, like men in
don't
fetes
know.
nowadays, like,
don't know how to
Not everything's a dagger.
not everything is a dagger.
I was
You
surprised, like,
Are these guys from the islands?
No, they're from
No,
Toronto.
it's
It's Toronto men.
That's why.
It's you know what it is? It's the dancehall culture. They're bringing the
Yes.
dancehall culture into the soca scene.
Yes.
And this is the problem because we don't want, and you can see it in their eyes when they're not there for the music. You can literally see it in their eyes the predatory.
in your soul.
See it in your soul.
for that.
You know what? I don't remember. I was at Soca in shorts. I literally had to push a man down because I said no one time. I said no, thank you. I just want to dance by myself. Me personally, I like to dance with women and myself.
Yup.
And if I see a man that's like giving the vibes that he's, you know what? If you vibe by yourself, I'm gonna see that and then I'm gonna want to vibe with
Yeah.
you. Don't come up to me on some like when they're just preying, looking for women.
Yeah.
Like don't do that with me.
It's the little like try to like slide and like I'm like, you don't need to touch me first.
No.
Just what is this?
And I
No.
think they come into the soca fetes and they don't know what a soca fete.
Exactly. And that's a
Exactly.
problem.
Right?
Yep.
No, soca fete is a man and a woman will dance and he'll go his way.
Exactly. You
Period.
move.
You move.
Yes.
You can't stay in the
Yes.
same place,
Yeah.
right?
They come with their culture in their mind, like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna hold on to.
Oh God!
Yeah.
And they're always trying to
Work
bend you
like
down
that.
and yo, every time they come up behind you and then they're trying
No.
to bend you down
Like,
straight away.
no
Like,
way.
what are you doing? That's not how it works.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like let me arch my own back. Like I don't need you to be like,
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Good, I would bend my
Exactly.
back. I would go down
don't-
low.
Right. Like if you
Exactly.
push me to the ground, you know what? The best thing for a man to do if you're dancing with me, give me the reign to do what I want, and you'll get the best wine of the night.
Yep.
You exactly.
Just take jab.
Exactly.
Take jab.
That's what I'm saying. And match my energy. And don't
Yeah.
come up behind me if you don't have a waist. Like don't do that
Yeah.
because I have waist. Like, okay, I'm gonna be pelting waist. Exactly. If you can't handle it, like if you see me doing my thing, first of all, if you see me doing my thing, why are you gonna come up behind me and mess up my rhythm?
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
Yeah.
Like, just leave me.
Let me be.
Yeah.
Or if you see cameras, it's not for you to come in. Like especially on the road too. Like
Yeah.
men, be cognizant. Okay, if you see a camera on the road, don't try and dance with a woman who's being recorded.
Fact.
Because first off, one, she's probably doing it
For
for
the camera.
content.
Yep.
Two, she's doing it because she's enjoying herself.
Fact.
Three, she's doing it because she's having fun with her girls.
And she looks hot and she's feeling herself.
That's what
Period.
I'm saying.
But then now this is the thing, like you see like back home with parties and stuff like that, because I see a lot of people complain about how women go to party and they just stand up or they just want to dance by themselves. And it's like they come and they be stush. But if you're coming to a party, you're coming to dance.
Right.
Yeah.
So then now, where is the
Middle ground.
Where's the middle ground? Because if it is only women, they only want to dance by themselves, or they just dancing on the gills.
Mm.
You know, when you come a party, you come to dance with everybody.
It's the energy of the
Yeah.
men. If your energy, I can feel it.
Yeah.
When you're there on predatory ways, like if you're there with predatory intentions, I can feel it, and I'm not gonna dance with you. You could, okay, like. Obviously you like to dance with attractive people, but like if your vibe is good, if I see your vibe is good, you know, and we end up in the same place, you know what, we can dance together. It's just a dance. It's just a wine.
Yep.
It don't have to be anything crazy. It's just a wine. So like if I feel your energy, the energy is good, that's what it is. It's an exchange of energy when you dance with someone, right? So yeah, that's where I fit in, because that's the only reason why I'm not gonna dance with a guy is if I see one, he's beat, or two, I can feel the energy that he's not like there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm not gonna dance with him.
And another thing I hate, like, why are you coming to a soca fete in a hoodie
Bomb.
and a mask?
What is that?
Period.
Toronto
What is
thing?
going on?
It's a Toronto
I
thing.
hate seeing it.
What
Like,
is going
stay
on?
home.
No.
Like,
I
are you
can't.
coming in your best Jordans and then you get mad when people mash
Step
it?
on you
Facts.
or
Stay
something
home.
like.
So what is hot?
Look at
vibe?
me. Stay home. We don't want you in the fete.
But no, that's the next thing too, like the dressing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why you have on a ski mask?
A ski mask is
You're
crazy.
like a
Yeah.
full hoodie.
But I feel like skill
what
mask is
going
also like
on?
a back home thing too. Like when I was in
Or even
Trinidad,
Juve or something.
like-
Yeah,
but
Juve.
that's a
Yeah,
different thing. But like a
yeah.
fete,
But,
like
like,
inside or
it also depends on like the fete. Like
right.
I feel like in Toronto we have two levels of fete. You have your kind of like luxury fetes, or like your fetes that are like
brunches,
or like you know it's like by big promoters that it's like you're paying for what you get.
Yes.
and like
Then
food
you have-
inclusive and all that
exactly.
kind of stuff.
Then you
right.
have your fetes where it's like the younger people that are now coming up,
Yep.
or the people like new promoters, and they're pushing fetes to like get their name out there, and that's where you're gonna
those are
find
the scary ones.
yeah, like that's where you're finding all kind of people,
I'm
all kind of
sorry.
thing. Like
Unsafe.
Those are the scary
it's
ones.
literally, I will never forget this. One of like the fetes I went to was a Dem Dog Fete. It closed because people were pushing it down, and they're like, "We can't, we're not doing it." We end up going to this other fete in like some warehouse, and I was like, "Whoever threw this fete, you're crazy." Because one, it was like back alley warehouse looking place,
Oh, that's sketchy.
and it's like you literally didn't just like plan this to be like, yeah, let's everybody organize it. We're gonna do a cohesive thing. It was just ruction. Like it was
so
just
there was like no security, no police, no nothing.
nothing. It was just literally someone
That's
collecting
scary.
money
No,
at
no,
the
no.
door.
Very unsafe.
That's unsafe.
Very unsafe.
Yeah.
From the time I get there and I see no security, no police, I am leaving.
Right.
You never know what
You
can
don't
pop
know.
off.
Exactly. We did not stay long for
Yeah,
reference.
no, please don't.
It was literally like we went and we were like, this is the vibe. All right, call the Uber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Unsafe.
Something spring off of a wine. You know, you
It's
have to
happened.
talk after.
Yeah, we talked.
We'll talk.
Like it's brought to that stage where we've taught, but like I don't know if I'd date you.
I'll date you, yeah.
A date. Oh, you've done it before? Okay, off of a wine.
The wine was so good. She said, I could take you home.
Well, you know, like it led to like after that, you know, the number, and then
Yeah,
started
and you
dating
started
after
talking.
that.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, it was a good vibe. There was a connection in the wine.
Yes. Yes.
It's
It's
in the wine.
It was like just a vibe. You were like,
It
yeah.
was
Right.
Like, it just connects.
It's an energy. Like you guys,
Yes.
like literally. That's what I'm saying. A wine is an
Yes,
exchange
it
of
is.
energy.
It
Like
Do you know how many of my friends got married? They met their soulmate like
on the road or
fine.
at a fest.
like I have this one friend, like we're peas in a pod, but she lives in the States, Natalie. Her husband is the exact same like her.
Wow.
They fed like
Like-
no tomorrow.
Oh,
and I'm just
shit.
like, yeah. That two peas in a pod, like
Mm.
he indulge it, like he loves it,
Yeah.
and she's vice versa, and I love it. I'm
Right.
like,
Love that.
So
Yeah.
does she dance on other people?
yeah.
Yes, I know a lot of people like that. Yeah, a lot of relationships like that. It's a thing.
And
Yeah, my cousin.
a woman might come and dance with him, and she'll join in. I mean,
Right.
it's a soca
Yeah.
fete. That's what
we do.
It's
a
culture.
Right. It's the culture.
It's
We're
the
not looking
culture.
at it like, oh, you want my man, or
Yeah.
no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a wine.
It's just fun. We're just having
It's a wine
fun.
and pass. That's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
noticed over here, like it's like a problem
It
in
is.
events. And to me, I was like, why is it a problem? Like, I see people on the road, like, they play mass with their boyfriend or their significant other, and then they're leaving upset because their man danced on the next row. Like, why did you come?
Don't come. Don't
Like,
go
why
to
were
a
you on the
fete.
road?
Stay
Yeah.
home.
It's like, why are you getting mad with him? That's what you come for. Let him dance.
Right.
Enjoy
Yeah.
yourself. Like, I won't. Like, I love partying and I love fetting. So I feel like whoever I'm with,
Yeah.
he
They have
needs
to do the
they
same.
have
Yeah,
to
they
Yeah.
have to match
Yeah.
my energy.
Like, as long as you know who you're going home with at the end of the night, why does it
Period.
matter?
matter.
It does not matter.
Opening me up. I don't know. Thinking
We
about
talked
it,
about this earlier.
Yeah.
I was
It's
telling.
just a wine.
It's just
Yeah.
nothing. Although you could catch feelings from a wine because I've been there.
You're on your ones. That's you. That's a whole other thing.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you may get some wine and it's like, you can't,
Yeah.
you can't shake it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We touched on this earlier where I was talking about my boyfriend. He's not from the Caribbean. He's from Pakistan, and him learning about the culture and like being involved. Like one of our things is just we don't dance with other people. That's just something that he's like, I'm not comfortable with. But it's because that's not what he grew up seeing.
Right.
I said, go on, do what you want to do. Why not who you want? Jam on who you like.
Yeah.
But he's like, absolutely not.
Right.
And I think it comes from not growing up seeing that things. Like I grew up seeing my parents dance with everybody.
Yeah.
Like to this day, my mom would dance with anyone. But when you don't, to this day, my parents will be on the lakeshore jamming everybody,
Yeah.
dancing with everybody. I'm like, all right, have fun. but like at the end of the day, we all hop in the same truck and we all go home.
Exactly. You leave it on the road.
Yeah.
Date out of my nationality.
Right.
Caribbean.
Right. In the Caribbean.
Try it. Yeah.
Oh God.
I feel like it's a, I feel like it's a
have not.
stigmatism.
You gotta try new things.
Actually, let me not say.
You're married also.
Right.
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 Rewind.
Single person I've dated or talked to was from the Caribbean. Right? So I have never dated like an African.
No, that's probably the worst
Well,
one for this. That's the worst
I've
one for this.
never-
I feel like you got
never
trauma.
done that.
Oh, I have a story.
Yeah.
They always do some sort of trauma.
Listen,
Africans apply pressure. That's all I could say. They apply pressure. Like I have yet met an African
why.
man that did not apply pressure from the jump. Like
do.
they come in hot and sweaty. Like
Because they're trying to marry you. They're trying to find a person to
Instant.
marry you. All
Instant.
like,
they want to wipe.
they want a wife.
they don't stick. Like the second they like you see, they're like
They're
attack.
fixated. Yeah.
Dash off. I'm in that.
Yeah.
Never
Target
done.
acquired. Like
My time.
It's
Never.
too much.
Yeah.
It's too
But
much.
that's why I cannot date anyone that's not from the Caribbean. I feel like me doing that, I have to learn your culture. I have to learn the way you cook. I have to, it's just like too much for me.
and your
then I have
parents,
to
Yeah.
teach
the
them, then you have
parents.
to teach them your
it's too much.
culture,
But then like
and
it's a
then,
learning
I'm
thing.
just
Like I feel like I've learned so much that it's like not all cultures are very different. Like you can relate Caribbean culture to Indian culture very easily. To like any type of like culture that involves self-expression, anything that involves like celebration, you can relate back to that really simply. Like when we talk about food, for example, like I'm like, yeah, doubles, he calls it something else. I'm like, it's doubles, not that.
yeah.
Or like we'll talk about like chutney music and he'll be like, yeah, this is just this song remixed to your thing. And I'm like, all right, bet. It's very similar. It's just you have to be open to learning about it and experiencing like this is what I was taught. Well, how did you learn this? And I think that's where a lot of that misconception of being like, well, I can never date out my race comes from, because it's like you have to be willing to accept somebody else's culture, but also be able to tell them about your culture. Because if I just come off like I'm dancing on everybody, he's like, what the heck do you mean? Like that's not what I know. But it's like I have to understand that that's not what you've seen. That's not what you were brought up around.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a give and take, but at the same time, it's like you realize there's a lot of similarities. It's not that far out of saying like we absolutely have nothing similar. Like I could not imagine. Like there's similarities. There's things that you're like, okay, it's not that bad because I know if I bring this home, you're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
If I bring this, you're gonna say yeah. Like it's very similar in the fact that like my boyfriend's favorite food is pilau. That's his. That's in his culture. It's pilau. So like when I said that was the first thing I made, he was like, "You know how to make pilau?" I'm like, "Yeah, I learned to cook that first." And he was like, "All right, bet. That's it."
Wow.
I'm sold.
He was sold.
And I was
He'll tell you otherwise, but I think it was that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, bake he up, peel
Yeah.
up. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Never think that.
You
You guys gotta go to Tsunami though, for real though.
Yeah, no, I'm there. I'm
you're-
I'm doing content. No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm media. I'm media.
Me too. Wait, did you guys talk about Stormers yet?
Yeah, we had a whole we talked about
But
yeah.
do you think it would ever stop in Toronto? Because
I
it's
was
like
talking about that. How can we make it?
It would not.
Why you say
that's
that?
what I
Why-
was thinking too. I was like, I don't think like
Unless-
Can't we bar
We
treat-
changed
No.
They
the
do that.
Unless they change
the location.
Yeah.
Dead.
I don't know why they
Location.
though.
Because Lakeshore's the longest stretch. Where are you gonna put it? Right.
It outgrew university because if you don't know, that's where it used to be.
Okay.
It was university. Back then, it was, you always hear people say, oh, university never had this, university never, and you'll see videos where people are standing on the side of the road, no barricade, nothing. But the problem is lack of education.
Yes, that's
It's also the lack of mentality for the security. That's something that I want to push on, is that if you're security for Caravana, you need to get yourself in the mindset that you're here to protect people, but also yourself, yes. But when you see a group of people trying to push down a barricade, you need to be like, yo,
I got trampled one
this
year.
is not happening.
they don't. And I feel
No,
like that's what
but
they
you
do.
got walkie-talkies for a reason.
right.
That's the reason why I
Oh,
Stormers alone.
you got traumatized.
I'm like, I paid thousands of dollars.
That's the
Right.
hurtful part. That's
Exactly.
the hurtful
And I
part.
was like, no, I'm not doing it again. My life is more important.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Wow.
it's something that's not gonna stop.
Mm.
It's always gonna happen. Caravan is something I love.
Yeah, me too.
Like Carnival is me.
Right.
Yes, girlfriend.
But my safety is first.
Yep.
I
I
don't want to
agree.
be. Masqueraders pay their money and they should enjoy the
Exactly.
Exactly.
I hate the fact that you pay so much money and then I have to be jamming in a band with somebody in regular clothes.
Right.
That's what I was saying earlier.
I
Right.
honestly did not understand this. Wow. This is
See?
Yeah.
Insightful, right?
I don't think people get that. And like
Yeah.
from a big mass standpoint, imagine being in a costume that is
wow.
20 feet high,
Yeah.
26 feet wide,
Yeah.
and I'm stuck because
there.
you and your
Wow.
friend want to
Decide
jam here.
Jump up and
Or you and
push
your
down fence.
whole team decide, I want to be on the road too.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so hard. Like, I feel like if I was a different person, I'd have claustrophobia by now. Like,
wow.
it's hard to be stuck in a costume. You can't move. You can't do nothing. You just have to stand there.
Right.
And it's like, how did I get here? Like, I paid for this lovely thing. I put all these hours into it.
Yeah.
And now I can't
You're
even
stuck.
I can't even enjoy it. I can't even parade it, show it off.
Right.
It's like, unless you went to the King and Queen show, this is all you're seeing. You're seeing a side profile and that's it.
And then I don't think there's any other bigger place other than Lakeshore that can actually hold it, right?
But I feel
Yeah.
like other islands, everybody has it in the streets or what. But I feel like if security is also like stronger implemented, and then
Yeah,
I
more
also feel like the
security.
bands also could help in that because I feel
Yeah.
like the bands are very separate and they don't come together
Yes.
to fix
The
this
problem.
situation.
Yup.
Yes.
We all need to be on the
That's
same
what I was
page.
saying. We
Right.
need to do
if
that.
all the bands come together and put in this, like, okay, cool, higher security. Like back home in Trinidad, yes, the streets are there. We have patrons
with
there,
VT.
Yeah.
but we have like rope security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
You see
tight.
security tight on tight on
Listen.
tight.
Yep.
Wait,
Nobody.
There's no problem. Sorry.
No.
There's no
No problems. No
Really?
problems in the
So
islands.
basically,
Stormers
so
don't exist.
for people that
Stormers
no
they exist.
problem.
It's
They
only Toronto.
No, guys.
It's
Guys,
if
they
they
Come in,
exist.
they get removed. Like
There's-
yeah, they
there's
get
an
thrown
ex-
out.
Get thrown
So
out.
basically, there's an
Extraction
team. So if you're in the band,
Yeah.
there's people dedicated to removing you.
Yeah.
And
And they don't play
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
Like
Physically.
if they tell you twice and you don't
Seen
do, they
videos.
drapes you.
Boom.
Yeah.
One
Like
time.
this year,
You get yeeted out of there.
Yep, they don't play.
For
Period.
Vincy Mass, I played with Oxygen. That's Skinny Fabulous band.
Skinny fabulous.
Slash Karen Vera. So I played because I've been playing with them for the years, and we had police
Wow.
and security, and big ups to Karen and Skinny because when I tell you that every time somebody went in the band, the police like, you gotta get out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they escort them out because it's
Yeah.
like they did their I mean, you know, when it comes down to the nighttime, you can't really control that.
Yeah.
Because it's dark.
It's dark.
You can't
see.
Yeah.
Right? So normally when it comes down to that point where it's getting dark, we go to the cruise ship terminal where the masqueraders party until Carnival is done.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I have something like that. We call it last lap, where
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody
Last lap.
goes to the Queen's Park Savannah.
Yeah.
And then Stormers, because there's years that I didn't play mass,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you know, we respect it. But we people in regular costumes, we have our own lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we have trucks for us that we could go behind. We get the same experience.
Yep.
But we respect the people in our costumes because we have our own path. Like
Yeah.
after when
Yeah.
everything's
Wow.
done, we can make our own lap and the masqueraders are in the Queen's Park.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Toronto has something because I noticed every time after all the bands comes at like by the BMO field. So I don't know why like the Stormers can't like come there.
There
after
was a year we
everything.
did do something like that where they had brought everybody back in, and then there was just a fete.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was great. Everybody had a good time. And I don't think that year it was that bad because everybody was just trying to find that area.
Right.
Because people
Right.
knew about it. And I think if we bring that back,
That's
that could help.
Then we can have
Yeah.
right.
It's like
right.
you-
It's a compromise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go over there.
And that's
Over
where
there.
that's where you go.
Right.
I also think I mentioned this that we should, as a collaborative, DJ, band leader, FMC, everybody
Everybody
needs to have a meeting and say this is
Same
how
page.
we should operate.
Right.
If we say your band has 5 trucks and your band has 5 trucks in front of me, if my first truck stops playing music, that's now an indication to your last truck that Stormers are coming. So that means they're pushing forward. We're pushing them to you, but now you do the same thing. It's a cue. Because what do masqueraders and Stormers want? Music. Now, if
Right.
I don't have music on the first truck as a masquerader,
I'm gonna go
I
down.
now
Gonna
know
find the next truck.
I'm gonna find the next
Right.
truck. But at the same time, if I know this is the plan, as a masquerader, I'm now stepping back, going to my second truck. As a stormer, I don't know that. I didn't pay. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
following forward.
Right.
So it creates a process of this is us moving down the lakeshore, and we're not causing backup. We're not on the lakeshore till 8 p.m. anymore.
Yeah.
We're still moving. It's just we're moving at a rate that makes sense. It's not us just back up and we're like, okay, can't go nowhere because this person's standing here.
exactly.
This
Right.
person stopped their truck because they don't want the Stormers in their band.
Right.
Instead of pushing it on to the next person, we're collaborating and say, yeah, let's all work together, push it together.
Right.
And then by the end, all the Stormers are at the front at that little jam place.
Right.
And we're good.
Right.
Everybody got a free win.
Right.
Yeah,
I like that.
exactly.
I really like that
I
idea.
think the bands
That
really
can
needs to
work.
come together.
Yeah, we need to
it
come
needs
together.
stop be separate as much as
Yes.
Carnival is everybody's supposed to be in one. Like why?
Yes.
That's the point of
bands be
Carnival.
So separate.
Right.
Like if you want this problem or this Stormer situation to be fixed, I feel like the bands,
Unity.
the Toronto
Yeah.
Carnival committee
Yeah.
needs to do something better. Like come together. Like you know, I see Tribal. They posted that they have insecurity.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how it's
Big up our
implemented.
section leaders one
Because
time.
Yup.
then that will determine how I play next year. Because I play with Tribal the first year I moved here.
Yeah.
And
That was
I
always my
personally I
every
didn't
year,
have a
Tribal.
good experience.
Yes.
So then I went to Toronto Revelers.
Yep.
But it was first on the road. So I feel like by rights you won't get any Stormers.
And
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
The number you
Whenever
are on the road.
Revelers is my people, love them bad. But the problem is, whenever you're first, your masqueraders will always say, "Oh, I had the best time," because you never witness the lakeshore. The amount of people I
Yeah.
hear play with Revelers, and they're like, "Oh, I never experienced Stormers. What's Stormers?" I'm like, because you never actually get to the heat. By the time you touch
Right.
lakeshore, these people are not rolling out of bed.
Exactly.
Right.
By the time you're on the road, nobody's there. By the
Right.
time we're done, that's when Stormers are coming.
Exactly.
So I don't really get that experience with the Stormers with Revelers.
I'm glad
So
you guys are talking about
Yeah, this is awesome.
because-
Yeah. Yep.
So my question
Can we give
is-
context to that? Because people don't know about medium bands, small bands.
Yeah.
Touch
that's
on
what I'm
that.
gonna-
Perfect.
So when it comes to the smaller bands,
Mm-hmm.
because this is what happens, the bigger bands gets to go first,
right.
Yep.
Right.
Always.
which I think shouldn't happen.
Mm.
Hear me out.
Okay.
It shouldn't happen. I think that the smaller bands
Mm.
with less people should go first because it commutes faster.
Mm.
And then the bigger bands go after because the bigger bands take up time.
They take
They
off.
do.
They take up
Yeah.
a lot of
Yep.
time. So why not put the smaller bands first to cross and then the bigger bands cross after?
Right.
Yeah. The issue with that though is that as a big band, when you have 4,000 people in a band, and you're pushing to have small bands go. Say there's 6 small bands. That's 4 hours. By the time we touch Lakeshore, we start 9 o'clock. By the time the first big band comes, we're sitting at 3 p.m. So revelers, whoever's first, screw your no stormers, peak stormer time. By the time we get to the 5th band, there's no Caravana, there's no Lakeshore. Right. You might not even get a stage. Right. And that's the whole reason we can't do small bands first. Okay. Because it pushes the big bands with all these people. You can't control 4,000 people for that long. Yeah. And then at the same time, you're drinking. There's this. By the time you get 4 p.m., someone's already drunk. This person has to go home because they this, that. Like, I bought Fete for that Fete. Right. So when it comes to that, I feel like the best way for small bands to also get the best opportunity is put them in between.
Correct.
Giving them an opportunity in between. So it's like, for the judges, now I'm not watching 4,000 people at once. I'm watching 100 people now. Next band, 4,000. Then I'm watching 200. And that helps break it up. It helps give people...
Saladina is huge. Like, I played with Saladina 1 year and I'm...
17 sections.
I was over it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not even crossing this. Much for me.
I played last year too. You know, crossing the stage was probably like, we were literally standing waiting to cross the stage for hours. Like, at least, like, it was horrible. And a lot of it is because of the stormers, because they would storm right where we were trying to get on the stage. Like, leave. Okay, stormers, listen, you know what? It's inevitable, but if you can, just stay away from the stage. Just stay away from the stage, because the masqueraders need to cross the stage. That's the only way that we're going to get through.
You know what can help too? They need to have multiple judging points.
Oh, yes.
Shoot.
Yep.
Like,
okay. They did that.
They need to have multiple judging points because...
Okay.
Like, you know, so that way that, like, people who, like, at the time, let's say 6 o'clock.
Right.
You don't have to worry about crossing the stage because you have multiple judging.
But then by the time you get to that 3rd or 2nd judging point, your band stormed.
True.
You're not going to get that. Like, I just get to cross another stage, but now I'm crossing the stage with Tim, Jack, and Harry, and I don't have the whole mass experience. And I feel like they put a lot of money into that big stage that give you that island experience.
Yeah.
And that, I think, if we're doing that, if we're coming in from the Lakeshore and doing the stage, right now it's at the beginning of the parade, which I think is much better. But if we're doing that, then we need to have security there ready to be like, extract. And that's either you're coming from TCC, the Toronto Caribbean Carnival, or it's coming from the band itself. And you're saying, this is us putting a stop. This is where we say we are now at a judging station.
Right.
We are no longer putting up with stormers. You're being extracted.
Right.
And it's hard to say that because they get judged. Like, that time is, you're judged during a time frame.
Right.
Exactly.
You go over that time, you get points deducted. But it's something, sometimes you have to take a risk and you have to be like, I'm putting my foot down at some point.
You know what I wish too? You see, like, how back home we go, like, in the savannah, or we go into Victoria Park. I feel like they need to do that instead of having it on the road. I don't know, maybe get the BMO fee.
That's what people were saying. I heard some people talking about that.
Something else,
right?
For the actual patrons to go in, so that way people don't really storm. You can actually make money off of it. If people want to come, let them pay to come in and.
But then the BMO feels so expensive. Remember, Caravana is government funded.
True.
As much money as they get is not that much. So the fact that we even have the CNE for a little section, I feel like we could say thank you for the little jump that I get of freedom.
Or maybe as the entrance too. Where it's coming, like, create like a way where there's not much people to get in. Because only way for who can get in that is who pay for tickets to come and watch, like, and the stands and the bands. Like, cause like to get into Queen's Park Savannah, like, it's only the trucks to get there and the masqueraders. And in the stands, there's people who pay for it. There's no way, no stormers or anybody can get into that entrance.
It's in Victoria Park. The trucks park on the side. The masqueraders go in. You cross the stage and you come back out.
maybe if there was a way, or even have 2 stages. So like they could split it up.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Have certain
Yeah.
bands cross this stage, have certain bands
That's a
cross
good
that
idea.
stage.
Yeah.
I like that.
Split it up.
Or
That's a
like
good
what you
idea.
said, if you do the multiple judging points, but if you put it like, say how they, was it last year, the year before, they divided the bands into different parking lots. So say parking lot A gets
Right.
stage A.
Exactly.
Then you have parking lot B. That's all stage B.
Yeah.
That way it's like at some point we'll all meet back up on the road.
Right.
But it's like you now are judged over here.
And
You're
you're
now
judged-
judged over here.
Exactly.
Nobody's obstructing you. Nobody's obstructing you.
But then with that, like, how would judging work? Like, it's gonna be 2 different
Judge,
parties.
you know what I was gonna say? After point A, so switch to point B. So it's like
But it'd be really far,
yeah,
right?
that's
Right.
true.
It'll be far.
Yeah.
Like it would be
Yeah.
it would be hard to judge that
Judge,
because if
yeah.
it's like
Because
you know,
if
2
point-
different
if
panels.
C A only, how
Yeah.
are you gonna really?
Exactly.
But then I feel like-
it's not. How's it
Would be,
fair?
right?
Yeah.
How would it be fair? That's
Yeah.
the other issue.
But
with
then I
that.
feel like the judging panel, I don't know. I have to do my research on this because I'm still trying to figure this out. If all the judges judge. Because I know for King and Queen, not all judges judge.
True.
So if on the road it's not all the judges judging, then it doesn't matter. Because you're not watching this brand. You're taking your lunch break at that
Right.
time. Or you're doing whatever you have to do to get the next band.
Right.
But if it's everybody judging, then that's where I feel like that would be an issue. But if they're not, everybody's not judging, then split them up.
Yeah. split
But then
up.
how do they? You know, then like I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, how are they going to
Points wise?
Yeah, like how are you gonna do that if it's 2 different like system? You know, like it's
Well,
2
it's a point
different-
system.
Well, if it's a point system, and if this band crosses and stuff like that, they
Yeah.
have the judges here. They have the judges at this stage. This one, they judge the bands that based on who crossed their stage.
Yeah.
And then this section, they judge based on who crossed their stage.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it,
You total
everybody
it up.
comes together, and then
Yeah.
based on the tallies, that's where
Your
you would
wins.
determine
Yeah.
your first, your second, your
But then off of that, I think it should then be like, if I get what you're saying with like how is the tally gonna work out, is if then you record every band. That way, whatever band, say for example, stage A had 900 and
Yeah,
blah
and
blah
then-
points, and stage B had 900 and blah blah points. You now replay both. All the judges say, okay, I see why you guys gave this band. This is the winner.
Yeah.
That could be like your tiebreaker. It's run it back.
Right.
Let me see it.
So basically, B has an input
Yeah.
about judging A.
Yep.
And
Okay,
A has
and
a
the-
input
okay,
on
so-
it.
Yeah. So at the
that's
end, after everything, after you tally up your thing, we tally up our thing. If we see, okay, this one is all this, all right, everybody watch this one again. A agrees, done. That way it's nobody saying, oh, well, I didn't vote or I didn't do this.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we all agreed
Yeah.
this was the band that gave everything.
Yeah.
Gave everything.
Fair enough. Those are some really good things that they should look into.
Yeah.
Put you guys on the committee, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen,
We're on our Caribbean people.
Strategic planning.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I feel like we just planned out the whole next carnival.
right.
Should we make a PowerPoint, guys?
We should make a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Should make an attempt, though.
No.
You know you can email them, right?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Like, you
Yeah.
Just try to put the energy out there.
Of course.
Yeah.
But are they like Caribbean people
I am
on
not
the panel?
sure.
So the Toronto Caribbean Carnival is run by Caribbean people.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
Caribbean people.
It is. No,
It
they are.
is. They are
Trust,
Caribbean
trust,
people.
Trust.
They are people that know about mass. They know about the culture. It is not some floozy person
Yeah, yeah.
running
No,
it.
no, no. It's a team
Yes.
of people. It's not just one. Like there are people that manage like the road itself.
Yep.
Like there are different people
Yes.
in charge of different
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Go ahead.
And when it comes to them as a whole company, it comes down to them working with band leaders and them also having to understand input from masqueraders.
Right.
And I think that's where we lack the masquerader input.
Input.
Yeah.
Or they get the input.
No. And what we did at Tribal last year is we sent out a survey. From that was something that happened. It was send out a survey. How was your experience?
Right.
And I think as TCC, that's something we should be doing. Is what is it that you liked that you didn't like, and
what can be changed?
exactly,
Yeah.
and what is
Improved.
your
Yeah.
idea for it? Because
Right.
you never know. Between just us four sitting here, we came up with a whole game plan.
100%. Yeah.
One person could send them an email and say, well, you know what? I think this might be a good idea. And that's the one thing that changes it.
Right.
I think that lack of masquerader input, lack of everybody that takes parts input
Right.
is not advancing our
You
carnival.
know what I think that they should do too? If you're giving me my costume with a box or whatever, why don't we have codes to scan? Because a lot of people go to Caravana and sometimes they don't even know where they're going to get lost.
Yeah.
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 Why not put stuff in the QR code to give you directions, all the
Right.
information that you need?
You don't get that in your box?
Rem,
Where?
let's just give us.
We actually no, we did get that in when I would with
Yeah, with
when
your
I was with
wristband?
Saldina, I got that.
You're supposed to
actually.
get it in your
paper?
box. Yeah, you got it.
I got a QR
Yeah.
code. I got
Like
a QR
QR
code.
code,
yeah.
On in Saldina.
Because I think she's onto something different, no?
Or like to where your band is
Yeah.
on the road.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys,
That would be good.
Because-
but you guys don't have a pin location, like
What
a.
if Google Maps teamed up with like
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Carnival,
sick.
yeah.
That's
they were able
sick.
to do that? That could
That'd be good.
That's sick. 100%.
Yeah.
Because they don't, and they have that in the Caribbean. Because with,
Yes,
with
they do.
Trinidad, we have that.
They have an app in Trinidad
Yeah.
that you literally put in like on your phone, and then it tells you like where the
Where your
bat.
band
where your
is.
band
Yeah.
is. It's like you find
Yeah.
your band.
That's
you find
yeah.
your band.
Okay, yeah.
Find your
Yes,
band. Okay, find your
Find your
band.
band.
You don't
Okay.
want to walk all the way up where
Exactly.
they was, and then you
Yeah.
go there and they're
That's
not
a really good
there.
idea.
Right?
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Find
I like
everything
that.
on that app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
smart.
So I think it's something for them to look into.
I think you should email them that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Send that in that email
Yeah.
with the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
With the pop,
That's
everything.
changed my perspective. I am not storming. I'm paying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said if I see you on the road, if I see you on the road, I promise you, you're gonna get 2 licks. Like
Yeah, but I costume don't answer with no stoppers.
after I cross the stage, and if everybody's in one place, like. Okay, if we're all like jumping up, you know how we you talked about before, like we
Yeah.
all come in and
At a
as a
point.
at a point,
Yeah.
yes. While I'm walking down the road, do not even try.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what we do, it's
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's something that they can't even control, to be honest.
I thought
Because
before I'm-
you have thousands of masqueraders and then you have thousands of stormers.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you control
Yeah.
Well,
that?
having these discussions because I never
This
had
is
this discussion.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the education. I'm saying.
Exactly, it
I'm
is.
saying it's the education.
I mean, some of them are just ignorant. You can
Yeah.
educate them all you
and
want.
they will
Right.
still
They will
do it.
still
Can I
do
ask you
it.
guys a question?
Yes.
Do you think if this was taught in school,
Yes.
that it would
Sorry.
benefit the culture in a way that people that don't get it
Yes and no.
Yes.
will get it? And the reason
Yeah.
the reason I bring it up is because I grew up in Durham. It's very so if you know, like growing up, I had to explain Carnival. I had to explain
Yes.
why I did this, why it was that. And I feel like if we got the opportunity to teach people that,
Yeah.
do you guys think then less stormers would come? And the same way that we just enlightened you, that they might be like,
Exactly.
all right,
Yes,
I see what you're
think
saying.
so.
Yes and no. Some may comply. Some just don't give a shit.
They don't.
They don't. They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, okay, so even if they pay, what the hell? I want to have a good time too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't
That's how
know.
they think. So it's a yes and no. Some people would be like, okay, yeah, I respect it, and some people would be like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
it
so-
could help.
Something
Yeah.
like
help.
I think it
Yeah.
can help. Like
It could help.
Yeah.
True.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have to try. Like because you know, I really think like the education is the key because this is literally how I started. Like I literally started knowing nothing. Like I knew nothing and I was in there just doing whatever blah 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 blah. I feel like if people understood we need to teach this in Black History Month. This should be like a segment
Yup.
during Black History Month.
Yup.
You know how they have the assemblies every year with whatever school, high school, elementary school. I really do think, I know that you guys think it's a lost cause, but I still have faith. I have faith in Toronto Carnival. That's why like I do. Like I do because this is why I'm doing what I'm doing on social media, like on TikTok, on Instagram. I'm trying to educate people on Carnival, on Soca, and I'm learning, obviously, because I'm a baby in the scene. But I really think because it worked for me, the education, all it took, I literally had to watch one YouTube video, and I was like, wait, there's history behind this, and it changed my life. Like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't watch that one video about the history of Carnival. You know what I mean? So I feel like if we all come together, see, that's another thing. If we all come together, all the bands, you know, Toronto, the TTC, everybody, we come together and say, listen, you know, we bring it to the schools and say, this is something that we need to start teaching. We need to start implementing this, especially during Black History Month. That's the first place that we should implement it. History, whatever it is. Like, I know that, you know, they have their own plans for their education plans in elementary school, high school, whatever it is. But I think that in Black History Month time, this is the perfect time to educate the kids. I really have faith.
I agree with you, but they wouldn't do it. It doesn't benefit them.
It
Because
would.
Carnival goes back to history.
I think it would.
Exactly.
When
It
I
goes
say
back to
benefit them, I mean it doesn't benefit them money-wise.
Money-wise will come.
Yeah.
I think if you... So sometimes you have to give and take, right?
Yeah, it is.
And
Correct.
there are things that you can do, like, for example, we do co-op students. Not co-op students. We do community hours.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of mass camps do, right? And I think when you go to a school, you talk about that. You say, you know what? You're in 8th grade. Community hours are coming up. This is what you benefit from.
Yeah.
You're getting people to come in. You're getting people to experience it. Now you're like, okay, you know what? I understand the value of this.
Right.
And now you're buying a costume.
Right.
Now you're paying that band fee.
Right.
Exactly.
Now you're paying for the whole experience. But you have to lose some to win some.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think what we're saying here is valid. Like, I think we've all put out good points that it's like, this could make a difference.
Yeah.
It might not change it perfectly,
Yeah.
But,
but
how
this will put us in the right direction to get us
I
back
agree.
on that university level of energy.
I agree. Yeah.
And I think that's
This
what
is the discussion. Like, we're starting, like, we're planting the seeds right now for something bigger to come out
Exactly.
of this. Like,
because mass is bigger than us.
it's bigger. It's bigger than us. And we also have to think about not even like my generation, like a new generation coming into mass, coming into Fete culture. We have to think about the little ones. That
Yes.
if we start now, see, we're planting the seeds here. Okay, we're literally starting something right now. We're planting the seeds here, and over time, it will grow. The seeds will grow, turn into big trees, and we have little kids running around, but they're gonna become big mass players, and they're gonna know what they're doing it for and why, and it starts here.
And that's important.
Celebrities playing mass. Go ahead, because I have something to say.
It's good and it's bad. What we do not want is Carnival being commercialized too much.
Yes.
Right.
Then you lose the culture.
Yep. Just like everything
It's
gets taken
good
from
when
us.
they come. It brings tourism to the country and
Period.
awareness of the carnival.
Yep.
Right.
But then when it starts getting too much, what happens after that?
It gets
Yep.
watered down, just
Yep.
like everything else in Black culture. Just like everything else.
Yep.
It's good that they can visit and they love our culture.
Right.
When it comes to commercialize, it's just like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
That's why people
The
talk about
culture is
gatekeeping.
fading.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like these celebrities come to the Caribbean and they don't know jack shit about
They
the
don't know
culture.
Exactly.
It's just, oh, I put on a costume and I look good and I feel good. And I
Right.
want to do this.
Right.
Yep.
But why are you doing it?
Yep.
What is the purpose for you to? We know it's to have fun.
Yep.
But what is the other reason behind it?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that too, I feel like when you come as a celebrity, like
You're setting an example.
exactly, and you're also have an opportunity. You have a platform to push soca music.
Oh my
you have
gosh.
a platform to push.
But how many
other-
of them do that?
Exactly.
They don't.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
don't.
That's the problem that
Exactly.
I have with them.
And I don't want you pushing the one popular song you keep hearing in the Fete. I don't want you
No.
pushing the one popular artist that you
No.
keep hearing from your friend back home.
Right.
It's push what you see, push what you're liking. And you have to put on your platform what you like. Because if you're coming out here, you're just putting on this costume, sexualizing the whole thing,
God.
and then going, all right, cool. Bye, guys. Back home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, do you even do your research when you're going to this place?
Exactly.
Of course not.
Like, okay, I'm going to Trinidad or St. Lucia or Grenada or St. Vincent.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look into and see
What's
what
going
the-
on? What's
Yeah.
going on this weekend?
Like, yeah.
Oh, Carnival. Ha!
Most times these people just come and they play mass. You don't even see them show up in a
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no.
You don't
They
even see them.
Juve is. They
No.
don't- Like, they just don't know. I'm just like,
I
and
guess-
it upsets me. Like,
It makes me upset too.
Yeah.
It up-
It
Same.
makes me upset too.
I guess it depends on the celebrities, because like when I was living back home, like we have a lot of celebrities that come for Trinidad Carnival that didn't know about it. But when they come, it have like a lot of celebrities that do the full experience. They
Right.
play Juve, they do this, and they experience it. But it also plays a part with us who invite them
Right.
to actually show them
Exactly.
the culture.
Right.
And that's what we do every time our celebrities come. They get the full experience.
Yep.
They are maracas, they're in the carnival village,
Yep.
they're learning the history behind it. So it's like even if they didn't know before, they will
They
know
know now.
Exactly.
They know now.
So when they come to our country, we make sure to show them the whole culture behind
Yeah.
She
it.
said it's who, right?
It's who.
Exactly.
Because
Well,
it has some of them that just like you don't.
Yeah.
well,
you're
let
not
me
gonna-
tell you the one that don't care.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Care.
so I have real big beef with Kai Cenat.
Oh God.
With the way that he carried on at Jamaica Carnival. That's why I said I'll let you guys speak. Especially as you know, I'm of Jamaican descent. I just felt it was so disgraceful how he carried on, because for him and his little friend jamming up on like literally it just looks so. Oh yeah, it was you. It was you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I did not like that because see, here's what you did. Here's what you did by reposting that and by people posting that. You're just promoting the culture in an over-sexualized way, the same way how we're trying to that's the exact opposite of what we're trying to do. They're literally just bop, 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 bop. That's not what we do here. Like, that's not what we do. And they're just promoting it in a way that, like, it just... I don't even have the words. Like, it made me so vexed, especially because it was Jamaica. People already have skewed notions on how Jamaicans take carnival and soca. Like, I get it every day. Oh, you're Jamaican. What? You don't like the dancehall? You don't like... I mean, yeah, I love my dancehall. I love my reggae, but I love my soca.
Right.
So you're telling me Jamaica Carnival, you're going down there. People already have, Jamaica Carnival. Psh, I'm not going to that. Like, why are you going to Jamaica Carnival? Like, you know what I mean? And you're going to Jamaica Carnival, you're carrying on this way, promoting the culture in such a horrible light. You claim to be, I don't know, he says he's Jamaican. I think he's, his mom
His mom is Trinidadian.
his mom is Trinidadian.
His dad is Jamaican.
Right. And
So he's mixed up.
he's mixed.
Mixed up. Yeah.
So you would think that
Yeah.
it would be better. You know what I mean? Like,
So
just
you know what that means? He definitely didn't do his research.
he didn't do his research.
Or it
Doesn't
wasn't
care.
at home
maybe-
cooking.
yeah,
It wasn't
that's what
cooking
I was
at
about to
home.
But it's hard because, like, I've seen his mom is still strong Trinidadian.
So what
Like,
is it
so I think it's also him and his personality and the content
Right.
he
Yeah.
pushes.
Yeah.
Remember,
Right.
his Kai Cenat is very comedic and he's very
Yeah.
wild and playful, energetic.
Yeah.
So they put on a show. Like, even all the boys they hang around, even besides from Jamaica, when I watch their videos, like how they are with other women, even
Yeah.
up there, like it's always
It's so
comedic.
over.
it's
but
over exaggerated.
okay.
So I really didn't expect less from when they went Jamaica. I expect them to
I was just disappointed, honestly.
carry on like that.
I was so disappointed. Like, it made me genuinely like upset. Like, I was like, why are you over sexualizing these women just for views?
Hey, be careful now. He might be answering us.
Well, I hope he does, and I'd love to have a sit down talk with him to educate
Call
him.
him out.
I'm calling him out.
Call him out.
I'm calling him out because because you're telling me. So you do this at Jamaica Carnival. What's next? You're going to St. Lucia Carnival. You're gonna go. Where are you gonna go next and tarnish the reputation of that carnival?
But I guess that's where it goes. We have some celebrities that take it on, and we have some that don't.
Yeah.
Because I've known celebrities, like, for example, when Ashanti came to Trinidad, she actually absorbed the culture. Like,
That's
she,
amazing.
every time she talks about Trinidad, she cannot stop talking about Trinidad Carnival. And it's because who brought her to Trinidad, they made sure and show her the culture.
That's what is supposed to happen.
The full
Yeah.
experience.
I love
Right.
So
That's amazing.
I feel like anytime for the tourism side, like any island that brings celebrities into your country,
Exactly.
besides the carnival, the road, try and show them the history behind
Yes.
carnival.
Yes.
Like, show them about your culture, show them your
Yes.
country, take them around.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we have so much to show for our country, our islands, besides Trinidad, like
Right.
St. Vincent,
Yeah.
St. Lucia. Everybody has their own cultural aspect. Like, when celebrities come, show them that. So when they go back, they have something to show besides the costume.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I doubt
agree.
they even keep the costume.
handling the
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
educating people, and
Educate
and
them.
like we said, using your platform in a way to spread good
Awareness,
word,
yeah.
awareness, and
Yeah.
education about the culture. Yes.
What's one of your craziest experiences playing in these carnivals? Like, what's one of like something memorable?
Good or
Well,
bad?
I'm a baby to this, so
Is
you
it
guys.
good or bad?
Doesn't matter.
Good or bad are we talking about?
Here,
Yeah, anywhere?
Worldwide.
Anywhere?
What comes to mind?
The
Craziest experience.
touching stage in Trinidad is different. I'm gonna say this.
Oh, stage
this
experience.
year,
Yes.
I played with Yuma. Big up Yuma. They were bad. Like I cannot explain. The vibe was vibing.
Yeah.
But we touched stage, and if you know Carnival Contract,
Yeah.
that song when it goes, when I tell you we were on stage and everybody was chanting that, it just felt like I could cry. Like I was ready to just be in tears. Like that was never an experience I've ever felt in my life.
Yes.
And it was just like bodies on bodies. We're all jam up, like ready to run across the stage, and we're all like, and like they would cut the music, and then it would be like, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like that was an experience. Like you cannot make that up. You cannot dream that.
Yeah.
Like until you're there and you're like, I'm in the presence of like just a body of people
Yeah.
that love the same thing.
Yes.
That's-
It's just like, wow, we're just feeding off each other.
Yes.
And that's what it is. And that's what Carnival is about.
It
Right.
is.
I feel like I
Oh,
feel
fuck.
like
I feel like she's
if
sitting
you
and she's like,
need, I feel like if you need the proper experience, you gotta experience it in the Carnival, in the
In the
In
Caribbean.
100%.
That's exactly.
preferably Grenada,
I want to go to Grenada.
oh, Spice Mass.
Bad. So
Trinidad. Those three.
Yeah.
Yes. I need to. I need to know.
Experience one of those islands.
Please.
Yeah.
You see those three islands?
Yeah.
You would
Wow.
never.
St. Vincent,
Yup.
Trinidad,
Yeah.
Grenada.
You might not come back.
You won't ever.
I,
wanna play
I
in
travel
Toronto.
every single year. I'm not even saying crop over. You see those three islands?
Wow.
Different experience.
It's different. Like the energy, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's just, it's something to die for.
If you can't drink, consider your options.
Let me tell you something. We have one of the strongest rum in the world, St. Vincent. Okay,
Yep.
it's called strong rum.
It's called strong
You have any?
I don't have any. I didn't walk with any.
Ah,
One is
Can I try
84.
Can I try some?
I got you. It's 84%, and then the
Wait,
other
what?
one is 99.
90. Whoa, is that hand sanitizer? You guys are drinking.
Carnival?
You guys are drinking hand
Listen,
sanitizer.
let me tell you something. When I was home, me and my girl from the States, that's all we drank. Sunset
What the?
and Coke right through.
Yeah, man.
No, sir.
I'm telling you.
Lord.
You can't bring that stuff here.
You
Lord
can't.
God.
It's so flammable. it's so bad that we can't travel with it.
Ray
They
and
take
nephew
it
bun
away.
me like.
And they take it away because it's so the percentage is so high.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, we're not.
What's it called?
In the wrong hands, you'll fall down.
Sunset.
Sunset.
Yeah.
you look like you would try that.
Is right.
Listen, have you any of you know Mad Rush and the DJ?
Yeah.
You should watch his Instagram when he takes a shot of that.
Oh.
He's
my
white.
gosh.
He turned pink.
Oh. Wow.
Okay, listen to me. That thing is. Imagine me drinking it with Coke and the man's them who are home who drinks it
shotting it.
straight
Oh my
with water
gosh.
behind of it. Nothing. They're not chasing it.
Wow.
And they do that every day.
Whoa.
No chest here. None.
Listen. So when I hear people talk about Ray nephew, I'm like,
Yeah, no, the Ray and nephew.
That one that have stories.
That's what I'm
I'm like, Ray nephew. You haven't heard about Stronger. I'm happy.
Wow.
You're trying to get at the Jamaicans.
I'm not
And
getting
I
out of
find Ray
Jamaican.
nephew strong.
Not even Rivers can touch Stronger.
I feel like this is. I never knew this until today. I thought we had the strongest drink.
Nah.
thought.
I feel like
I feel like
Rivers,
everybody-
Sunset, and Punchin are just three rums you
Yeah,
can't touch.
Punches.
Like you can't touch those.
Trinidad, St. Vincent, and Grenada. You see the
You guys have.
The
Like
rock.
the second you,
Jamaicans.
yeah, of
I love
course.
Jamaican.
We love- of course.
Yeah, okay. Okay, just making sure. We gotta make sure.
we
I'm
love
listening.
y'all.
All right.
But we talk the best carnivals we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, obvious. Okay,
Now
yeah.
those three.
Okay, all
Now
right.
we're talking
Well,
about.
we'll let you have it.
That's
We'll
the
let you have
power.
that.
Your bucket list.
That's your Powerpuff Girls at Carnival. Period.
Trinidad,
Right.
St. Vincent,
Yup.
Grenada,
Grenada.
Crop Over.
Crop
Yep.
over.
St. Lucia, you can squeeze it in there. Because St. Lucia's right after Vinci Mass. So Vinci Mass happened this Tuesday, and St. Lucia's the following week.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you like the
So it's
Fete,
back
that's
to back.
a Fete.
Yeah.
And I know people that do that. They leave
Really?
to St. Vincent Carnival and they
Really?
Let me give you a story.
If
Oh,
that's
wow.
you,
I'm ready for a story.
Wow.
I'm ready for
Wow.
a story.
Listen. Imagine this. St. Vincent Carnival. Catch a boat, go to St. Lucia.
Oh.
From a boat to Grenada.
Wait.
Whoa.
Whoa.
From Grenada.
Oh my days. He's
Nah.
scared. He's
Nah.
clutching his purse.
Listen to me. I tell you, the energy in the Caribbean is different.
It is.
Wow, I need to go.
Listen, I remember I had one. I would never forget. I went Trinidad for a carnival one year. Yo, I came back. I had diarrhea for a week. A week.
Non-stop. It was non-stop.
Listen, because with Trinidad, it's the same. Like those three
It's
islands,
non-stop.
I fed in the day, I fed in the night.
Yup.
And I was going non-stop,
Non-stop.
like
Yeah.
right through. One in the day,
Non-stop.
one in the night. One in the day, one in the night.
Yeah.
Same for St. Vincent. Like sometimes they have 2 events happening, 3, 4 events happening on that day. One in the day, one in the night. Listen, you see for Vinci Mass this year, they have an event. Like I remember brunch and soca and flair happening the same day. You see, right after that, straight into Soca Monarch. No sleep. You just go home, change, bit. back
Oh
in it,
my
back in it.
That's
gosh.
pace.
Listen, it had a
That's
year.
pace.
It's a jumbie. That's what we call it.
You
It's a
have it,
jumbie.
yeah.
Like you cannot. No. There's no sleep. Like
There's
you
no
will
sleep.
Fete and Fete.
So I tell people, I say, yo, you see when you're going to these places, make sure your vitamins are up.
Yeah.
You
Fact.
gotta prep your body from now.
I'm learning. I need to write
Yeah,
some
you
notes. Like, let me
have
write
to
notes.
prep your body from now.
Yeah.
Listen, I swear for this whole season, I survived off KFC chicken. And
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You'll be back home eating KFC every single day and come back 10 pounds later.
Yeah.
How that makes sense?
Because it's the pace. Like it's the going from one fete to the next to the next. And
Like-
even if it's not that fete, you're on the street because in
Yup.
the street they're having parties
Yeah,
on the
parties.
on the avenue. It's like there's always something and it's back to back.
It's different.
It's
And
nonstop.
Caribbean people are not real. Like you cannot Fete with Caribbean people unless you have mentally, physically trained.
Yeah, prepare yourself for
Like there is a level of stamina that is unattainable unless you are Caribbean. And I feel like as a second generation, I just
You just made it.
Have you ever been drunk? Recovered. Drunk again.
Oh God.
Recovered.
Wow.
That's that. Yes.
That's the energy there.
Yes.
Like,
It is.
yeah.
Yes.
Of
And then go
course.
again. And then go again.
That's
Literally.
listen to me.
You're just making more room.
Yo, that's hilarious.
It's not for the weak. If you are not a fetter,
Fete.
that's
Don't go outside.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Fete.
That's why
It's
people.
not.
That's why people call me so now
So,
because
and even
the
over here,
energy.
yeah, because
Yeah.
even over here, like when I tell my friends, like, what's my plans for Caribana weekend?
Right.
Yeah.
So the Friday night, I plan to go the SOS Fest event,
Okay.
and then I have Mass on Saturday, and then I plan to go Saturday out again. Then the Sunday morning, I have an event, and then I'm going moonlight boat ride this Sunday, and then I'm thinking about this Monday.
And
for
everybody's
Anniversary.
watching us like
and
we're
everybody's
crazy.
watching me like, how you doing all that? You're not gonna be tired? I was
Right.
like, tired what?
You sleep.
We
the
going right
last
now.
day. The last.
Exactly.
You see Ash Wednesday, Internet. That's your sleep day. You're recovering.
Recovering.
Well,
It is-
maybe because
maybe.
No, 'cause Ash Wednesday-
we on the beach. We have to be.
Fat, you're on the beach.
We're on the beach.
But that's where you're recovering. You're on the beach recovering, and then you're gonna have your little days, and then you're touching last lap Saturday because you have to go again.
Yep.
Listen, let me tell you something. Carnival is not mentally done on Tuesday
It's not.
It's not. It's
because Mass is done, yeah. But then you have a party Wednesday. Then you have another
Right.
one Thursday.
Yep.
Then another one Friday.
And
Yeah.
then
the last one is probably Saturday,
Saturday.
Sunday.
Yep.
And then that's it. You go back to your normal life the following week.
Fete not done.
Fete
No
not
one's ever
done.
done.
So
Going right down.
technically, it's like 3 weeks of carnival.
Yep.
Yep.
Dang.
And then
whole month.
event is more like 2 months because
2 months.
after Christmas, as soon as
Yeah, for
Boxing,
you guys.
yeah, as soon as Boxing Day pass, that's when it
Carnival.
starts.
You know when you
Everything's
stop
carnival.
hearing Leroy, you
Right?
know
As soon
Mashal
as,
is coming.
Yeah, because
As soon as
it's a
Scrunta's done,
shift.
you know Mashal voice. Everybody's coming.
It's a
The
total
Trinidad radio
shift.
station automatically goes shoop.
Switch.
And then all through the year, you hear like dance hall and Trinidad dance hall. Soon as January 1st, Soca.
Strictly Soca. Strictly.
Ash Wednesday, we'll go back to dance hall.
Yeah.
But from January 1st, the Trinidad radio station does not sleep. They're
They
telling you
don't.
from jump. They're like, this just came out. This just came out. They're hitting you back to back. You're getting lashed in the face with everything.
Wow.
Every
from
possible
May?
Soca.
in St. Vincent, because we launch carnival in May.
Mm.
Pace after that, like there's like a powder fete. Just go right down there. Like there's something happening. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, yeah. So technically, it's like 3 months of like festivities. Like,
Yeah. That,
Wow.
yeah.
Crazy.
It's
I need to
crazy.
experience.
Yeah.
yeah.
I need to experience this. Oh, I'm so
It is.
excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Can we circle back to you? Can we circle back to you because you were sitting there really like waiting for your tea to spill
Yeah.
about your experience. I really want to know.
But I kind of touch on like you know who it was like the good or the bad experiences
Yeah.
that I've had, but bad. I think that it's hard to have like a bad for me a bad
Yeah.
experience back home.
Me too.
I think if I have to say bad, my probably bad experience will be over here.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Here.
Would be over here because also it's like a whole cultural shock for me.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
like I accustomed to one thing,
yeah.
and then I'm coming over here and it's totally different. Like going even from the events, to the DJs, to the promoters, or even the people that are at the event. Because sometimes I would go events and everybody's standing up. Like why am I at a party
Right.
and everybody's just standing up?
Stush.
Like we didn't come here for that. Like we come here to dance.
That's one of my pet peeves. I
It
hate
just
Irritate me. Like why are you
Yeah.
standing up?
Listen, I pay my money to come in this fete.
Right.
Best believe you're gonna
I'm
drag me
dancing.
out.
Right. Right.
Put me in a wheelbarrow.
Right.
We're
Right.
partying. We're gonna do this. I hate
Right
when I'm in a
on.
fete and people are standing up. Like, why are you there talking? and
Right.
you're
Talking, yeah.
Stay home.
No.
Yeah.
I
Sing,
hate
dance.
It's
Like.
the in the phone for me.
Like, you know, you have your moments when you come in, you take your 1-2 pictures, blah,
And
blah,
that's
blah,
it.
blah.
Mhm.
But you see, after that, when my phone goes in my back,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yep.
It's done.
That's it.
Trust
Time
me.
to party.
No, that's how
Whatever
it
was
is.
glued
media
down
wants
is
to
no
catch
longer
me, if you
secure.
see
Right.
me on the media.
Fat.
Would you do a wine competition?
A wine competition?
A wine competition.
Like whining
It depends
competition.
on who I'm against.
Oh, can I give you guys a story?
You went.
So back in the day, this is my thing. As a kid, I used to whine in every competition. I win speakers, everything. I went to this Valentine's Day party. I was in a dress. It was a semi-formal. This is young teenage days. And there was this girl. They were like, we're going to have a dance battle. I was like, okay, I'm going. I'm in that. She thought she was the best dancer. The whole party, she was whining for herself, thinking she was the best. I was like, well, I'm here to give you a show. So your girl put up her leg in this dress. I was wearing gold mask shorts. There's a picture of it. And I won. I looked in the bag, guys. I was like, yes, I'm winning something nice. I put out all this. It was a teddy bear.
Wow.
No.
And you know, my West Indian mother, when I went home, I said, Mom, a real gishy tig. I was in it. My mom said, what'd you win? I said, look, a teddy bear. She said, all that for a teddy bear?
Exactly.
I was like, wow, I never felt more shame in my life.
Wow.
More shame in my life. Drop into split and everything.
Boy. Split is crazy.
Split. It was bacchanal.
In middle.
It was bacchanal. Not even a card.
Wow. A gift card.
Not even a
anything.
gift card.
Wow.
A teddy bear
Amazon.
with the tag still on it.
Wow.
That's the thing, because the first time, it depends. Like my experience last year with Toronto Revelers, if I had to rate how it was last year, out of 10 for Toronto Carnival, I would give it a 7 or 8 out of 10.
That's high.
But
That's-
the reason
that's
why
high.
I would give it that is, and I always tell people, is because we were the first on the road.
Right.
I didn't have to experience that
the
stormers
Stormers
and
and
everything.
stuff like
that.
But the
Right.
first year I played with Tribal Carnival, and I had the worst experience. Because
What year
of the
was this?
Stormers.
What year was this?
In 2022.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first time I played Toronto Carnival, everything. That was my first year.
Got it.
Everything. I played with Tribal Carnival, and the Stormers, it was just heavy. And then also for me,
pandemic as well. We were
Yeah.
Yeah.
also everybody was ready to be outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you could give
Yeah, I was a
tribal
stormer in 2022.
another chance because what that year was just a comeback for
Okay.
everybody.
And everybody
And I
was
don't
wanting to be
I don't
outside.
think the
Okay.
road was ready for that.
The
No.
amount
Okay.
of people that
Exactly.
was
Like the
there.
amount
was
of
a
people
lot.
that
A lot
came
of
out
people.
in 2022 was sickening.
It was a
Like
lot.
that was I never seen so many
We
people.
had so many people.
Oh,
It
I
was
love
a lot. But even besides the Stormers, I felt for me like the DJs was also a problem. I felt like a lot of DJs who kept playing the same songs. Like I'm on the road and I could already predict. If I could predict what song is coming next,
Yeah.
It's a problem.
That's a
It's
problem.
a problem.
that is
That's
a
a
problem. Because you playing the song too much times.
Yeah.
Like one DJ would change and then you come in and playing the same song that DJs played before.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there needs to be some sort of like
Communication.
Or
communication,
something.
Yeah.
so that you don't come back and bring the same vibe.
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's, but I would love to give Tribal a
Second
a
chance.
second chance because
Yes.
I feel like Tribal is one band that tries to give what Carnival
people.
is in Trinidad,
Okay,
in the
okay.
Caribbean.
I
We
believe that.
do.
Correct.
And
I
I
believe
will
that. Yeah,
we
because
do.
I've played with all my life. I've played with Tribal.
Mm.
Tribal has never given me a bad experience. To be very
Mm.
honest. Like I said, to me the culture is dying, and I just don't.
alive.
Yeah, we gotta
wanna
keep it
be
alive.
We can't stop.
When
Yeah,
I
and
don't
we need people
wanna-
like you who are passionate.
Yes.
We need you.
Yes.
We need
Like-
you.
Do I want to do that? And I feel
I
like
feel
it's because
that.
of the bad that one experience where I had where I was trampled. It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, yo, no.
Yeah,
I'm not
that'll
doing
Yeah.
do it. That'll do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, nope.
But look, our section leaders are bringing in some good security. They're
Right.
That's what I want to
protected.
see.
Is it
So
too
I'm
late for
waiting
me to
to
sign up?
see.
Of course not.
No,
of course
it's not too late.
At
The Endless
Carnival,
Girlies will bring you
we
in.
are here for everybody, anytime.
That's what I'm
Right.
waiting to see because I noticed that Tribal is bringing security and everything. Like I see they're trying to help it. So based on how I see what they do this year, that will determine who I play with next year. But I'm playing with Revelers again because they're first on the road, so I know for sure I'm not getting no
Yeah.
Stormers.
Cece and her dad and everybody.
Yeah, you know, Tribal's run by young people.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the part.
I love that her dad just, it's yours
Give
now.
it, yeah.
Mm.
Pick
Send the
him up.
baton. Yeah,
Because
give her the baton.
when I was playing with Tribe, her dad was in charge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then to see her come and just,
Mm-hmm.
and she's doing a
Blossom.
hell of a
Yeah.
fucking good job. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
big her up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and
Big up
she
C1
knows the
time.
That's,
culture.
yeah.
Yes.
She understands it. It's
Yep.
not no, like, oh yeah. She grew up in Carnival,
Right.
so she
Yeah.
know what Carnival is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So big her up.
Right.
Big her up.
Give her respect.
The people, I will say, because I grew up in Tribal, that everybody that you see there, we all grew up there together.
Yeah.
So the people behind the scenes is not just people that came and just said, okay, I want to be a part. It's people that's grown up taking part.
Yeah.
Either you were helping with a section, either you were doing big mass from junior to now, whether you were helping just by like association or you came for co-op. It's everybody that's there is people that love mass
Right.
and they put in time. Like when you see Tribal, it's hours. Like
No,
it's
yeah.
never just a, well, you know what? We got this money, dash it here.
Yeah,
It's never just, well, we had to put food on the road here. It's we as a collective want people to have the best experience
Right.
and we want people to think of the carnival in a different light.
Yeah, and I think
Right.
The love
Yes.
there is.
Yo,
we used
don't.
to when these people
yeah.
are here and they cook in their big pot outside.
If you know, you know.
you know, if you know, you know.
If you had
The
Uncle
love-
Dexter's soup, you know.
the love is just
It's
customer
yeah.
service. Oh my
Everything's
God.
so
Yeah.
good. It's just such a family vibe. Like I was at
It
the
is.
mass camp yesterday.
It is.
When
it
I was
is,
there,
it is.
I'm telling you, like everybody's so friendly. Like this is my first year playing with Tribal. Like they're amazing. Like everybody is so loving. Like I come in and I feel like I known everybody for years.
See, and
Thanks,
these
we
people-
try.
these people
Yeah.
are people that love what they're doing.
Exactly.
And
You
see
can
when
feel
love
the
what you're
difference.
Doing,
Yep.
trust me.
Right.
The love in it,
feel
like
that.
you feel it, you know it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like cooking.
Fact.
Put your love into it. You know, so it tastes good.
I feel like it has certain bands that are like that because I also feel that from Toronto Revelers.
Of course, yeah, no, Revelers.
That is my family.
Right, no, the
I
Revelers,
see
they
them,
do their
especially
thing.
because it's my second year, and then I be in the mass camp also too
Right.
with
Yep.
them, and I see how it is. Like I feel like when I'm into Revelers mass camp or when they having anything, like I feel like I'm back home.
Yes.
Play with them
Yeah.
all the time.
And that's one thing.
Coffee, she does makeup too.
No.
You
Big up Revelers
But
because
Big up Revelers.
their
Big up
whole
her.
thing is also based off people that used to have a mass band
band
back in the day. Like big up Auntie Teresa, big up Grandma
Yeah,
because
yeah.
y'all have back there running. Like the way that mass band is built is off of people that came, did, produced, and they're still producing.
They are.
And I love that. I love how it's just always like a continuation.
Yeah.
Right.
And I love how when you have a mass camp, if it feels like a family environment,
They do.
You win.
you're drawing people in. There's a reason they say we're the people's band.
Yep.
They are.
And
Yeah.
you have that mentality, you have that love, and you see it through their masqueraders.
100%.
We
100%.
And I love that.
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revelers always been like a good vibe. Like I went to their model casting, that was a good vibe. Like I went to Escape. I was doing Media Escape the other day. I don't know if you were at Escape.
No, I went to a different event. that
Okay.
day.
Yeah, no, yeah, there was another one going on. But yeah, it's always really good vibes with the Revelers. Always.
They are.
Yeah, it's good
And they
vibes.
always know, like even with their DJs and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they be playing. The DJs know
Yeah.
the soca.
Yeah.
They
know.
scold them. They don't play.
They
like
all the DJs they be good. The service it's just be a good experience.
They
And
have
get
a meeting
food on
with
the
them,
road,
like,
everything.
don't play with my masqueraders. You know what they want.
Right.
Yeah.
They do.
This is what we're expecting you to
Yeah.
do.
Right.
And they
So,
provide.
Yeah. One thing about Revelers, I like how they're set up. They have a team for everything.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like they have a team for everything. I feel like for one of like the mass bands here, they're very well organized.
Yep, they
and I don't
are.
know if it's just an outside person looking in, if I don't know what's going on inside the house, but from an
Yeah.
outside perspective,
No, it all
They
up.
are.
it is
Yeah.
always so
They're very
professional.
organized.
Right.
Like no matter who you talk to from there, like when I talk to my aunts from there, they are always just like, yeah, we have this going on, we have
Yeah.
this, our section has this. I'm like, damn. I'm like, y'all
Yeah.
are really put together. Like it's a business, but it's also shown well.
Right.
It doesn't feel
right.
like it's forced down my throat. Like
Yeah.
Right.
you know, I really like that. Like that's a vibe. Like that's a
Yeah.
vibe.
And it's not just money for them. Like when
Yes.
you play with them, they look at you like, we respect you.
Yeah.
You came to our band. The least we
Right.
can do is be, you know.
And it's personal. It feels personal,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, they
It feels
do.
personal.
They try to give back and ensure their
Right.
masqueraders
Exactly.
have a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when you're spending your money,
Exactly.
you
Period.
want to feel like you're a part of something. And you know, like that's one thing about these bands, like they're doing that. Like Revelers, like Tribal, like I feel like, you know, we feel like we're family, and that's what we should all
I don't
aspire.
know about I haven't I can't really talk much about Saladina because
Saladina.
I haven't played with them like in ages. Like that was the first ever band I ever played with, and then I transferred over
No,
to Tribal.
I started with Callaloo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never played with Saldina. I just modeled for them.
Mm-hmm.
It was last year.
Yeah.
Last year I modeled with them.
How's that experience?
It was the band launch and everything. It was good. It was cool and everything. But I felt like the whole preparation behind it was felt
Chaos?
it was disorganized. I also that's the next thing too. Like based on like modeling,
Yeah.
and different band launch, I could already tell how the experience on the road is gonna be
Oh,
based
wow.
on
Yeah.
how behind the scenes
behind the
is.
scenes.
Yeah.
Because if you're this disorganized behind the scenes at your own band launch, how are you going to portray what you're trying to sell on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what I look at with Tribal, because the first year I came, I modeled for Tribal Carnival. That's
Yeah.
how I ended up playing with them. And behind the scenes, the band launch and everything, it was a good experience.
Right.
So I expected the same on the road.
Yeah.
And
Right.
like we said, I think it's COVID. Everybody.
Yeah.
Probably.
It has
I
to
would-
be.
I
It
I'll
has
probably
to
do a
be.
do-over, and I would try
I feel like
Tribal Carnival
give
again.
Tribal a second
not
chance.
Please.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe next year.
Yeah, and then you can
And that
Yeah.
and that's why I just always do, like every time like I talk, like even on my social media, like when I talk about my experience, I always leave out that year. I don't really talk about it because I say like that was the first, but I feel like there was the problems were not because of the band.
Right.
And I always say that, like, I feel like my bad experience was not because of the band.
Right.
Yeah.
So I base, like, when I talk about Toronto Carnival, I started from last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's fair.
And that's fair.
Fair
And-
enough. Yeah.
And you talked about like being a model, like that's kind of how I really wanted to come into the scene. Like honestly, like coming into the scene like fairly recently. Like I started this very recently, but then things just started picking up. Like and I was like, whoa, okay, I'm doing this now. Like I just must dive straight in. But yeah, at first like I wanted to be a model. I wasn't picked anywhere though, unfortunately, but that's still something that I'm looking forward to like in the future. But tell me about your experiences like modeling, because that's something that I'm interested in like getting into.
It was new for me too because like, well, I've always wanted to model, and then when I saw the auditions for Tribal Carnival back in 2022, I auditioned, and it was a good experience. It was like different for me. It was me coming out of my shell because I'm very shy.
Okay.
So like, you know, being on that stage is a different experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like everybody's watching
You, taking pictures,
They're
videos,
taking
everything.
pictures, and then I'm in a swimsuit.
Right.
I got everything
Everything's
outside.
out.
And that
Yeah.
stage is long.
It's a long. That tribal stage is long.
Long. You're strutting.
And
You're
bright.
walking, and then you gotta smile. You gotta make sure to pose. You gotta
Right.
take. But it was a fun experience. I enjoyed it, and that's why I also wanted to do it again. I modeled for 2 bands my first year. I modeled for Tribal Carnival, and this band who always changing the name. I think this
shucks.
year now there's Lava Mass.
Love way.
Always back then there was not that name, but I modeled for them, and it was a good experience.
Right.
But then last year I just modeled for Saldina, and this year I decided not to model.
And what do you think about like modeling, like the other models? Like, how do you feel like you fit in, like as a model?
I felt like I fit in. I didn't really fit in well with Saldina. I don't know. The vibes in Saldina behind the scenes was not all that. At Tribal Carnival, it was much more welcoming. Everybody, the girls, everybody was
Right.
more friendly and interactive. It was a nice vibe. But for Saldina, it was more like
Stush?
stush. You know? And then what was crazy to me is like I've seen some of these other people before at like other events or at band launch from the year before.
They don't act like
Yeah.
that, or
And then it's like it wasn't like that. So like, you know, I felt like there was
that's
certain-
weird.
Yeah.
It was
People are weird.
People are weird.
That's all you have to say. That's all I have
feel
to
like
say.
it's an
People are
environment.
weird, and they
You
act
know?
like or like, is it like they're acting like they don't know you, or
That's the vibe.
you know
I
what?
got.
I get that from people in the scene a lot.
Yeah, and I
It's
feel like when you
the
come
setting
on the
you're
scene,
in.
and then also you see how you now come in the scene, and
Yeah.
then you're in a scene where they've been in the scene for years.
They're looking at you.
And
I'll tell you a story.
Come on this scene.
Actually,
They look at you
let me
as
not tell this story.
competition.
Shouldn't be. I
Because
hate that so
yeah,
much.
and I
Yeah.
feel like that's what it is, because it's like you now come in the scene and you're doing way better or having this platform
Yeah.
bigger
Right.
than what
Is
they've
that just
been
a
doing.
female thing?
You know what?
No.
And it's so sad to me. It
it's
is
a man
so-
thing too.
It is so sad because like I'm honestly I'm coming into the scene. I'm trying to spread the culture like the best way that I know how, genuine, like in the most like
Genuine way.
I'm not here like for views. I'm not here trying to like promote something that I'm not genuinely like. I feel like you guys can see the passion in my eyes. Like I can actually like cry like thinking about how passionate I am about this new like journey that I'm embarking on, and it's
Right.
like people see you coming in and they just try their very best to like diminish everything that you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
why are you acting like you don't know? I literally just saw you at the last band launch.
You see,
I literally
that was it.
I literally just saw you at the last band launch,
And
and,
then they
I
like-
post you, I tag you, and you don't even follow, don't even like, you don't even acknowledge the fact that I recorded, that I'm posting content about you, I'm bigging you up, and you're acting stush. Like I don't like that, and I'm not your fan. I'm not your fan.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Like, yes, I'm a content creator. I'm gonna take your video and I'm gonna post you and whatever, but at least like the photo. At least like the video. Acknowledge the fact that I'm doing something. I'm trying to do something that you're in. I'm trying to promote something.
You should
Like,
be happy that I'm.
that's what I'm saying. You should be happy that I'm taking your video right now. You should be happy that I'm making you viral right now. You're going viral on my TikTok right now. And you can't even like the photo. You can't even like the video.
That's wild. That's
Like,
wild.
they're so weird. They're
at
so
first, I
weird.
was
I'm
wondering
sorry,
if
not
it's a-
everybody. Not everyone. Not everyone. There are
At a
select
point,
people though.
I was wondering if it's a Toronto thing.
No. I feel it. Trust me. Like
Yeah.
especially me, like coming in young in the scene. First year, like people. They tried me.
watch.
They tried me.
I
Trust me.
think it's
I've been tried.
everything that
Yeah.
you do, like even
Yeah.
in promotion too, because
Right.
I'm young
Yeah.
doing this promotion thing, and of course I get a lot of fight, but fuck them, I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I
Fuck
mean?
them.
Like I don't
Do your
care. Like
thing.
I'm
Right.
doing my thing. And
Exactly.
what works. You see, the thing is, my personality works for me. Like
Right.
Yeah.
everybody likes Chantal. Everybody likes Soca Bacchanal. Like,
Right.
who doesn't like Soca Bacchanal? She's on vibe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that works for me. Because it has some promoters that are just stuck up and they feel because, I'm up there, I'm not supposed to mix and mingle with
Right.
you.
That's
But I
weird.
think
That
it's
is just
out of
weird.
fuckery because
That's
the
weird.
patrons
That's
is
wrong.
who-
Yeah.
The patrons
Right.
is who make you who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So why would
Exactly.
you not want to mix and mingle with your patrons?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Why do you think? Do you think they started like that, or like that happened later on?
Maybe later
Money
on.
changes people.
It did do.
Oh, yeah.
I also feel like when it comes
Fame
to
changes people.
mass
Yeah.
and it comes to like Caribbean culture, in a city like ours where there's only so much people that do it, it gets really competitive.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where people start to feel like they are entitled. So it's like now they're looking at you as someone coming in as like, I've been doing this. Who are you to do that? Who are
And that's
you to?
exactly how it looks like.
And I feel like I don't even want to say it looks like that. That's what it is. And it's
Because you're not
sad.
allowed in the
It
Jamaican
is.
community. Like
It
it's
is.
crazy over there. Like it's always a competition. Like me looking from the outside, looking
Yeah.
in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, holy shit! Like you guys talk about unity, but you guys are really not
Unified.
Like
Yeah.
what is happening?
It
It's a
shouldn't be
front.
like that.
I'm just
It's a
like, oh,
front.
shit.
And that's how it is. And that's why I feel like a lot of the bands and things won't change because it's competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
like
true.
if you want
No
things to
unity.
change,
Yeah.
like the
need to
bands
come
are
together.
Maybe
too.
there needs
Yeah.
to be incentives, so people don't feel like they have to compete. Like,
Yeah, but it would never happen because
Yeah.
it's all it. For example, you have the older heads.
Yeah.
The older heads set the foundation.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So there has to be a respect there.
Yep.
Because if it wasn't for them paving
Yep.
the way, where would we be, right? So to me, like if an older head, for example, is having an event August 1st,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go.
Drop something August 1st.
I would consult with you first and be
Yeah.
like, hey, what do you think about this? Because obviously your crowd might be different than mine. You know
Yep.
what I mean? It just have some of them that just doesn't respect the art,
Yeah.
respect the craft, respect the form of it, and they just feel like, okay, it's whatever. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, or like respect has to be earned.
Yeah.
You know what I
So it's
mean?
just for the money and the fame.
Some of them just do it for the fame.
Yes.
Some of them do it for the money. Some of them just actually don't even respect the culture, respect the foundation that was set.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. They just
I think when it comes to mass in specifics, like there's people that have been doing mass for so long that they have either brought new people in and they're not taking their feedback, or the people that want to grow up and do like what the older heads were doing, they're not getting that opportunity because it's like there's a resilience of, well, I've been doing this.
Yeah.
This is how exactly, and it's not it's not the openness to saying, okay, well, let me try this. Like, you know,
It's tunnel vision.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when it comes to mass in this like conversation, I feel like that's something that's a kind of push. It's not always, yeah, the new generation's doing this. It's
Yeah, it's like my way or the highway.
exactly.
Right.
Like she's right though. It has some of them that just stuck in their old ways
Yeah.
and
Right.
don't want to try anything
Yeah.
new. And it's just like, yo, I'm not even gonna.
Like we're in
Yeah.
a mass
Yeah.
decade where
Nothing's
we're
gonna change.
pushing mass at a pace that mass has
Before,
never been
yeah.
pushed like this.
Yeah.
So we can't be coming with old ways of making mass. We have to
Right.
come with
You have to
new
give and take.
and then
There
new
should be
like
balance.
what is it called?
Proficient and like
New ways. It's new and improved ways. And I think in that sense, sometimes the people that are still doing it only do it because one, they want to win, one, they want the money, one, they just want to say, yeah, this is another
not the right intentions.
another X times whatever for me.
Not the
There's
right
no
intentions.
balance. You
Yeah,
have to have balance in order for those things to work.
exactly.
So there's no balance. It's like my way or the highway.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
I mean,
We make our own band with young people, and we.
I mean, conversations can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Younger, older, everybody kind of.
Yeah.
Conversations can be had, but it's like, are they willing to listen?
To
Exactly.
listen.
You know what I mean? And that's very discouraging, because it's like, I'm passionate about what I'm doing.
Right.
And you're passionate about what you're doing.
Why can't we
And
passionate together?
Exactly. And I respect what you're saying, but it's like, you're not respecting how I feel.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's kind of discouraging at times, because it's like, I'm respecting you, but you're not giving it back to me. So why am
Right.
I even respecting you?
What's the
Yeah, for
point?
sure.
What's the point?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
That's honestly, this is a big issue, like with everything, like in
Everything.
life, like
Fact.
not even
Mass,
just like
yeah.
mass, like
Everywhere.
everywhere
Yeah.
you go, like this is like a really huge issue, even in, like, I want to say, like, Black culture specifically.
Yeah.
In Black culture, it's like we can't ever just be happy. Why can't we just be happy for each other?
Unity,
Why
like,
can't we
yeah.
just do, like, why can't we just raise each other up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see what every other culture, I don't like, every other culture, they stick out for their own.
Yeah.
When they get a, let's say they get a building or whatever they have. I went into, where did I go? I went into some department store. Every person working in there was a hijabi woman. What do you think about that? It's because everybody's looking out for their
Yeah.
own. Why
Yeah.
can't we do that in
You
the
know
Black
why?
community?
And I'm gonna tell you why. Black people minds have been poisoned centuries.
That is
ago.
true. That is so true.
Okay?
Yeah.
They poison our mind where white men come into Egypt, come into Africa.
Yeah.
They teach us this. They divide us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they live as one. So
Divide and conquer.
it's something
Yeah.
that was passed down,
Right.
but it's something that also can be broken.
Yeah.
But we choose not
to.
Exactly.
because they think, okay, me doing this on my own,
It's better.
it's better.
better.
When really and truly, you uniting makes you go forward.
Right.
Look at the Indians. Look at the Chinese.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, they
That is
do.
what I'm saying. Like, they're all coming together as one community, and that's the only way that we're gonna grow. You know what I mean? If we come together as one community, we're literally falling into we're playing into their hands, doing the
Yeah.
exact same things that they set up for us centuries ago, so that we can continue to
crazy how
fall
history
into
can
these.
just
It just
destroy.
it
Yeah.
destroys everything.
It's crazy how history can just destroy.
We're
like,
just following into these patterns.
Black people were one of.
Cameras on.
Oh.
Her camera. You can still talk.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There were times when Black people were the richest set of people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you make white people come and just take that away and then tell us, take us as slaves? All that, like,
All of that.
Yeah.
it gets deep
and
for me because
yeah, no, go ahead.
it gets deep for me because it's like, I know my history.
Yeah.
Right.
This bullshit that you guys are teaching
In school, this is not.
It's crazy.
This is not it.
This is
Like,
not
Yeah.
it.
Why are you lying to us? You know
Right.
what I mean? And I'm just like,
Damn.
That conversation is another one.
That's this is
Another
we need to talk
one.
about the
Yeah.
Black community. This is like
Yeah.
a whole thing.
Yeah.
This is we are no. We're about to
I feel like we just opened a whole new segment for
a
your
whole
podcast.
new
yeah,
segment.
yeah.
A whole new segment.
So
Yeah, it goes so
goes
deeper. It goes so much deeper, especially like right now. It's just we're falling to the same patterns. Even though they had slavery 400 years ago, it's the same strategies that they're using that they used in slavery
And-
to enslave us now.
and let
We're
me tell
enslaved
you
right now.
something. That's where Carnival came from.
Right?
You guys
Exactly.
don't know.
Exactly.
It came
Yep.
from slavery.
Yep.
Yep.
Carnival
You tell them. Tell them.
is a way the slaves used to celebrate
Right.
Yep.
their freedom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Carnival is for a lot of people that doesn't know.
Yep.
They think Carnival is just, oh,
Skimpy outfit, tan and
Exactly.
bunk.
it's not. That's what our ancestors did.
Yeah.
Right.
It is a cultural
It's a-
identity.
Yeah.
Right.
It is. I couldn't have said it better myself. That was
Right.
perfect.
And-
So
Make sure that's in there.
I wish her camera was on.
Yeah.
It'll
For
be
that.
set. It'll be heard through audio because we upload on audio.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I wish that one was there.
it's like people see Carnival and just think, oh, it's fun.
Right.
There is a meaning behind it.
Exactly.
And this, I get so irate when because I'm so passionate about it.
Right.
Because
Right.
Exactly.
Carnival is me.
Exactly.
It
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's not.
It's
the
why we're here.
history.
It's literally the
You
history
know
of
what I
why we're
mean?
here.
Exactly.
And then when I hear people talking about it and they're just talking about it,
Like
I'm
it's just
Yeah.
something else. Like it's
I'm
just
like,
another
Yeah.
thing.
You don't know the history.
Yeah,
behind
Clearly.
nothing.
Yeah.
You don't.
Right. You're
You
ignorant.
can tell.
You're
You
ignorant.
can
Yeah.
tell when people don't know
Yeah.
and
Right.
when people do know. Like people
Right.
that are rooted and actually like know the stuff
Right.
to people that are just jumping in because they want
It's a
to
trend.
or it's a trend. You can tell. Like it's so clear as day.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, very
And
crazy.
it's sad.
It's
Especially as
disrespectful.
Caribbean people, we
It
need
is.
to know. Especially
me
as
And
so
that's,
Caribbean
Yeah.
that's
people.
like when I
That's
came
the problem.
here, like that's the first thing. Like I felt like it was a disrespect to
Yes.
my culture.
It's
Experience
disrespectful.
in Toronto Carnival,
Yeah.
I felt disrespected,
Yeah.
and that's how it was like my first experience.
You
Right.
see,
Yeah.
if Toronto Carnival was just all the islands together, no disrespect to you. You know what I mean? And not like the outsiders, it would have been different,
Yeah.
right?
We're trying. We're trying.
I don't have a problem with you guys, but I'm just saying, right? It would have been different.
Yeah.
But then you have all these new generation that don't really know the history behind
Yeah.
what carnival is. Like you said, it's a trend to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So carnival is there. And it's people like me, you, her, that try to keep it alive and try to educate people. But there's only so much
You can
reach.
do.
We can do.
Right.
Exactly.
Right?
It's if they want to hear it, because people choose to be ignorant.
Yeah.
It's not even the fact of the information is out there. Google is free, YouTube is free. It's just whether
Period.
you choose to retain the information that we're trying to give you. All the resources are there out for you if you really want to know.
And listen,
100.
nobody
But
can
you
tell me about
choose.
mass because I've been playing mass as long as I can remember.
Wow.
I've been playing mass from since I was 2 years old. Me too. In St. Vincent, to here, to other countries, you name it.
Right.
So you cannot come and tell me about my culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially from an outsider's perspective. Like,
Period.
who do you think you are to
Exactly.
try and tell me
Yeah.
what I'm doing in my culture?
Yeah.
It don't make
Tell me
sense.
about my culture.
Don't make sense.
Period.
Wrapping it up.
We're wrapping
This
it
camera's
up.
about to die. That's
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say that this honestly, like, yeah, these, like, yeah, like, just sitting here taking it in, right? Yeah, I know.
like from my perspective, it kind of sounds like you're lost without your identity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would we be?
Yeah.
You're tied to this carnival, and like,
Right.
it has a lot to do with just who we are.
Who we
Exactly,
are, like
as people.
because we
Yeah.
grew up in it. Like this is
Exactly.
something we've known since
Since we were
birth.
small, yeah,
Right.
Like, it's
And we
we're
lose
growing up.
ourselves here sometimes.
Yeah.
In a developed country.
Right.
Sometimes, we're just working and
Yeah.
that's the meaning of life, So
Yeah.
Right.
these things sometimes
It gives us
gives
something.
us that